Hey guys, and welcome back to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. We had a little bit of a break, but now we're back with the action. Starting today, it's going to be Group A. And today on the analyst desk, we are joined by two panelists, and that is going to be CA and Aggressive. They will also be casting the matches for you guys. So CA, how are you feeling today?
I'm really excited. I think this matchup is going to be very, very close between both of these teams. So it sets us up for many of those outplay moments, many of those overtimes, maybe. So definitely excited to get going.
All right, Aggressive, big smile on your face. How are you feeling?
Honestly, in my eyes, this match is going to be one for the books. Primarily because both of these teams, they have a lot to prove here, and their backs are against the wall. Considering one has 2 points and one has one, they either need to go big or go home here.
All right, so let's have a quick look at today's matches lined up for you guys. So it is now the first half, and we will be looking at Team Valor go up against Simple. Definitely want to watch Team Valor, a team that has a lot of experience competing in the scene, but Simple, they're pretty much out of nowhere. So there is that level of unpredictability to that team. And later on for the second half at 7:30 p.m. IST, we will watch Godlike Esports go up against Tempest. So all of the matches are a best of 3, and it's going to be packed with a whole lot of action. So before we get into the details of Team Valor and Simple, let's just have a quick look at the MVP standings. The top players right now in the Gauntlet Season 1. So the MVPs, these are the top 4 MVPs from all 16 teams, 8 teams in each group, and we're still gonna have Deathmaker, Cactus, Skills, and Paradox right at the top. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to see any of them perform today, but that is not gonna take away from the fun that will be Team Valor going up against Simple. So, thoughts on Group A as a whole right now? CA, do you have anything to add here?
I think for me, Group A is starting to really shape up. Like at the start of the group stage, Group A was the mystery where we were trying to understand every single team. But given the fact that we've been through an entire round and are now starting to see teams in round two, the teams are like showing much more developed identities. And as you can see, some teams are certainly above the rest. The top three, as we expect, Global Godlike Force One. But then it's the next three that really, really interest me. Valor, Inazuma, Insignia all tied up. Like it's just a matter of one match to just swing this and sort of separate the fourth and sixth position a little bit.
Indeed, and you can see the Team Valor there. They've got 2 points, 1 win, 1 loss. So winning this match in particular will definitely boost them up on the standings. But as for Simple, 2 matches have gone by and not a single one won. So, a lot is going to be riding on this particular match for Simple. And let's have a quick look at them, talk about this team in particular. Where did they come from? We have no idea, but the names are familiar. Aggressive, give us a little insight on Team Simple.
When you consider Team Simple, we have not seen this roster come on down together and take a lot of different tournaments. But when it comes down to the names, we have seen them in multiple other iterations of different rosters. But now coming on down together, and now that they are in such a powerful form, you gotta look at players like Power and Melody, who are always on point when it comes down to their clutches, their entry frags, and of course their operator skills from the side of Power. they are just a driving force when it comes down to this team. And any team that want to go up against them, they need to be careful because considering simple and their simplicities pretty much, they're predictable, but at the same time very unpredictable as well when they want to be.
All right. CA, thoughts on Team Simple?
I think the way Simple plays essentially is to try and cater to each other's comforts. Like you can see that the synergy is there, the comms is there, but what they usually suffer from is that lack of experience, lack of adaptability. I think they are starting to build that though. And as Aggressive said, players like Power and Melody are like at the core of the operation. Power especially, I feel like when he starts having a good match, the shots he's able to hit really inspires his teammates, and you see that often in the newer teams. Like just one wave of momentum can propel them really, really far through. I think that's what Simple really need today. They need to start off strong and maintain that momentum going forward so that every single player is able to step up.
All right, so let's pull up the player spotlight brought to you guys by AMD Ryzen Radeon and have a quick look at who we will be featuring. This time it's gonna be Hell RRRR, or do you call it quadruple R? How would you like to say it? Aggressive. What are your thoughts on the dedicated Killjoy, a Sentinel player, you could say, from the side of Simple?
LRR is just an explosive player in general, and I always love this about Sentinels, and I'm pretty sure that I hype up every single time there's a Sentinel MVP or a spotlight coming out from one of the players from their side of the team. Just look at players like Lightning Fast always coming on through, and of course, like when you consider the Sentinel player and their raw potential to anchor down into a side, HellRR will always be a player that comes into mind. And from his previous matchups as well, we have seen him clutch out multiple rounds because of how well he uses his turret and, of course, his setups to give him that advantage to kill at the bare minimum of one person before he goes down into a side. Or it just could be an absolute 4K coming on through and no one needs to come in and help him out. And he's like, guys, you guys can chill down on the other side. I'll take care of things here. I'll get a 4K. I'll get our team the win for this side.
Indeed, you got to look at those number of assists as well when you're working with that Sentinel role. CA, what are your thoughts on Hell RR?
It's exactly as you said, after the number of assists really catching my eye, especially on that Killjoy, where I feel like part of your responsibility really is to use the fact that your kid does damage that no other Sentinel's kid does to the maximum of the possible usage you can. And with the number of assists, it tells me that he definitely is doing that. The nanoswarm utility as well as the alarm bot information he's able to continuously get, resulting in his teammates picking up the kills. And it ties into what we were talking about earlier, where you can see that the synergy is there. Him being a crucial component of it is just a matter of can you push those stats even further today, pick up a win in that close lower part of the group here.
All right, so a little bit of Team Valor now. So Simple, a really great team. I don't know what to expect from them, but when it comes to Team Valor, they may have a little bit more experience. So let's have a quick look at this team in particular. Aggressive. What are the first few thoughts that come to your mind when it comes to Team Valor?
When I just look at Team Valor, the first person that catches my eye is of course Buster. It's of course gotta be the game, and of course it has to be Strokey. DC players, they were the core of many iterations of this roster, and we know for a fact how explosive they can be when they get the ball rolling in their favor. But at the same time, when you consider Team Valor, they suffer a lot from consistency. They have the experience, they have the strats, they have the game plan, but when it comes down to team synergy and coordination, sometimes they're just like off the top and they can do pretty much anything, but at other times they suffer from consistency. And now coming up down against the side of Team Simple, will they be able to be consistent or will they be inconsistently consistent?
All right, yeah, Team Valor. Okay, so CA, what are your thoughts? Do you share the same thoughts as Aggressive, or what are your views here about Team Valor?
I think they are one of the more chaotic teams, I would say. But when I look back to their most recent matchup where they were able to pick up a win, my eye really goes to Pixels. He was playing the solo Viper controller and really able to carry a lot of burden on both Bind and Icebox. And doing that, he was able to pick up the kills while lurking, creating a lot of space for his team. I think he can be a core component of potentially his consistent team valor, but it has to be together with the other stalwarts like Aggressive mentioned. We need to see Buster, Strokey, the game really step up today, yeah, because
Mhm.
Pixels cannot keep pushing with that Viper solo controller position.
All right, so let's head on over to the player spotlight brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon. And today we are going to feature the game. Aggressive. How are you feeling about the game? I mean, him on that jet. Let us know your thoughts.
Well, the game is just playing the game at this stage. He goes into the server, picks up an operator, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down on this side. No, I won't sit down on the side. I'll push down from the side of C-Log, get like 2 kills, and somehow get out and not even, like, no one can even stop me. That's the game. He likes to take the risk, but he takes the risks calculatively. And that's what you should be doing as a Jet. Jet, in a way, is not a self-sufficient fragger, but if you can turn her into a self-sufficient fragger, you have a lot more ways to support your team and also bring them those cheeky kills that they need to give your team that advantage. In the game, he always does that. You can always rely on him to just go on down into a side, be explosive as hell, shut down 3 people, and you're like, wait, the game? Did you just do that? Team Valor, they had no reason to win multiple rounds in their previous matchups, but the game, he brought them those first initial entry frags that they needed to make that difference.
All right, CA, thoughts on the game?
I 100% agree with Aggressive. I think the game can be the game changer if he
My
really is
God,
able to
yes.
get those peaks he loves to play for, right? But what I want to see him do a lot more is actually be a little more greedy, call for resources, ask one of the players to come through on that buddy system on the op, help him out really, because I see him carrying a lot of pressure solo, and you see the stats he's already putting up. I feel like to elevate the game to the next level, to keep the game changer alive and safe, you need that extra support. You need those resources. And I want to see him personally calling for it today to help his team, just push on that consistent front.
Oh, right. So, between Team Valor and Simple, they really got to try and overtake one another. Also for the
Yeah.
fact that both teams, they have either lost, not really, they haven't really accumulated the points that they want. So, a lot is going to be riding on this. Let's head over into the map veto screen. Have a quick look at the maps. And the real question here is, do you think we would go to all three maps? Do you think it's going to be a close fight? I just want to talk about this as a whole. Now, for map number 1, we're going to have Ascent. Map 2, it's going to be Haven. And map 3, Icebox. So, aggressive. Looking at the 3 maps, how do you think it's going to play out? You think it might be 2-0? You think one team might have the upper hand? You think it's going to be very even? In fact, we might be, kind of it's kind of hard to tell. So aggressive. Let us know what your thoughts are. How do you think this match is gonna go between Team Valor and Simple?
In my eyes, I see this going into all 3 maps personally because when it comes down to Ascent for the side of Team Valor, yes, they're very potent here, but at the same time, they fall into a loop as soon as their strat book becomes red open. And Simple, they're a team that have a lot of strats down onto the side of Ascent. They like to play for map control. They rarely go in for rushes unless they need to switch things up. But for the side of Team Valor, they constantly try and go in for rushes. And in my eyes, I say that map number 1 should go in the favor of Simple. And if that does happen, I'm expecting this to go down to 3 maps.
All right, CA, what are your thoughts? All 3 maps, or you think it might be 2? Which team might get the upper hand based on a particular type of strategy? What are your thoughts here?
I think going into Ascent, as Aggressive said, it's a very important map for not just Simple but for Valor as well, because it's about sort of establishing what sort of style you play away from that more like lurking lineup that we're going to see in Haven and Icebox. Like on Ascent, as Aggressive said, Valor have fallen a little short in terms of how do you adapt to a particular team able to take control of your strategy, and Simple are very good at doing that. Having said that, like I do feel Simple are a very, very proactive team, and that sort of plays into Valor's hands, where what they really want from their strategy is engagements. They want you to come take fights with them, engage, contest certain areas, and that works very, very well for Team Valor, I think. So it is going to really come down to those gunfights. See if Buster can take over. But let's see. Like I think for Simple, definitely the favored map. It's just a matter of playing it safe and consistent.
All right. So out of the 2 teams, which one are you guys rooting for? Team Valor, a team that has been around in the scene for quite a while now. They do have the experience under their belt, so they should know what to expect. And as for Team Simple, it's a little bit different. This is their first time coming in. You see their top 16, and they might not have won their first 2 matches, but hey, they could have gone back to the drawing board, figured something out, and we could see something fresh today. So before we begin with the match, I'd just like to let you guys know that this is the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 you are watching, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Remember to look out for a QR code. You can scan that and get your Ripple cans as well. So do check out the links in the description. You're not going to be disappointed. And we'll be back very shortly. We will have CA and Aggressive casting the matches right after these messages. Stay tuned.
It's going very good, and with the addition of Hunter to our team, the amount of experience he has in his Counter-Strike career is really helping us make good strats and good teamwork. I've only played against Simple one time before, and the biggest strength would be their aim, and we'll counter it by using our utilities. Our group would be a combination of the old teams and new teams. For example, Global Esports, the old team and new team, like team Insignia, Simple, they play really well. And the top 4 teams would be Global Esports, Godlike Esports, Force One Esports, and of course my team, Team VALOR, respectively. My predictions are 2-0. The last time we played against them, we 2-0 them, so I think we'll do it again.
Yep, pretty confident about we can win the match against Valor, and we have to win if we want to finish in top 4. He's a really tough team, of course, but we just go game by game because I feel at this stage all the teams are pretty good. Yeah, in the group there are so many good teams like Global, Cordel, Force One, and according to me, top 4 team will be Global Esports, Cordel, and Force One, and obviously Simple. I think the matches can be close like 2-0, 2-1, and but I'm pretty sure we can win this.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm CA, joined by Aggressive on the desk, and we're here to bring you the matchup between Team Valor and Team Simple. Now, we already talked about this, Aggressive, but I think we're expecting the full distance here, right? Every single penny these teams are worth for, I think, in the matchup, 3 maps, yeah?
That is for sure. As we're going to be heading into the map veto, so let's just talk about Ascent in particular. We didn't really go into in depth of what you can expect coming out from both of these teams. So, looking at the map of Ascent, I'm saying that Simple, they have that edge because of their adaptability, but at the same time, their strat book exists, but it's not that vast. And the real question is, will the side of Team Valor actually catch on to that fact and just pounce on them with a couple of different strategies of their own? Or will they fall into the same trap once again in their previous matchups of the map of Ascent, where they relied purely upon rushes to win out on a lot of their engagements?
100%. I think like for the side of Team Valor, it's about reading into that strat book of Team Simple, understanding what they already do, and for Team Simple, similarly, it's about expanding that strat book. As you said, it's while they do play very tactically, it's not necessarily unpredictable, and that's where I think I want to see Team Simple do switch it up. Not necessarily random, but rather different and more reactive to what Valor tend to do, which is that aggressive rush. They want those aggressive fights. So if Team Simple can somehow deny that to Valor, I think it should be a comfortable map one on Ascent. With the first few rounds especially being key, like if Simple able to get the initial pistol and the few rounds after that, that means an operator very likely on the board for power. And I think that's where he really excels. So those pistol rounds, very, very important for me.
At this stage, both of these teams, they are going to be going into the map of Ascent with a little bit of a question mark as well. The real question mark is, in my eyes, will the side of Team Valor or the side of Team Simple actually pick up that Astra? Because Valor, in my eyes, yes, they are picking up the Astra quite often, but the proficiency is just not there. Or could we just be seeing another Viper coming in from the side of Pixels? You never know. Because in my eyes, Viper can work on Ascent, but just as a Sentinel. So maybe an Omen pick up with that Viper? What do you think, CA?
I would love to see an Omen Viper or even an Astra Viper for that matter on Ascent, but I don't think so. Like I think pixels on the Astra is what Valor are like regularly comfortable with. I would be very surprised if they switched a solo Viper on
Oh
Ascent, but they
no.
do it on Bind. So you know what? You never know. Like we will find out. However, like given all of that, I do think Pixels is generally comfortable on the Astra as well on Ascent. So I doubt there will be any changes. For the side of Simple too, though, and this is gonna be rather simple. Like it's gonna be all about. Making sure that Buster is not able to get the free space, because while we talked about powers opping being a great tool for the side of Team Simple, like for Valor, it's Buster, and he almost always picks up that Reyna on his end. So if that Reyna is able to continuously deny the operator, even on Phoenix, if he's able to continuously deny the operator, take that space, like it's going to be an interesting battle, power with Buster.
That is for sure. And considering the potency of Buster, especially when it comes down to flushing out a lot of these operator players, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to be absolutely incredible. But at the same time, previously, I still remember that we watched Buster actually play the Killjoy on the map of Ascent, if I recall, CA, because
Yeah.
there was a switch up when it came
Strokey
down
playing
to a
Reyna.
yeah, Strokey play Reyna. That's the real thing. Will Buster actually be the one picking up the duelist role, or will it be Strokey once again? Because we talked about this. Strokey, yes, he's a very explosive player, but it really is dependent on the snowball effect. If Strokey has a really good start on the pistol round, he will absolutely dominate through the entire game, probably get like 45 kills, we never know. That's Strokey. Buster, he's just consistent overall all throughout the match. And now for the side of Team Valor, they need to make that decision. Do they want to have that strong anchor of Buster on their side, or do they want to have the raw firepower that Buster brings down onto the duelist? Now, this is the primary choice that will shift the entire flow of the map of Ascent in particular. Either they go in for the raw firepower or they go in for a strong anchor. They need to make the decision here as we are waiting out for the match to start on up. So see, in my eyes, what do you think would be the better pickup here? Because we know for a fact that if Buster is playing on the duelist, we can see a Phoenix possibly coming on out. But for the side of Strokey, it should be that Reyna. So who do you think, in your eyes, would be a stronger pick coming out on the map of Ascent, the Phoenix or the Reyna?
I think last time Valor on Icebox played Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, on this
Mhm.
stage. He came in as a substitute. He looked pretty good on the support role. I wonder if he could play the Killjoy. Maybe they can bring him in, and therefore one of Buster or Strokey get to play that duelist role, and Hunter gets to play that more supportive role that the team is more used to. Like I'm interested to see how they use that six-man roster because they did use it to already win a matchup for themselves on that map of Icebox. So they're definitely comfortable with it, I would say. Now, like it's just a matter of what you're looking for with that Reina. Do you want that pop off Reina with Strokey, or do you want that more consistent, able to continuously get you
Mhm.
space Reina with the side of Buster? And it's obviously tailored to the specific team as well. I think for me, given the fact that Power is ridiculously good on an operator, I would want Buster because, as you said,
Mhm.
he is really, really good at flushing out those operators. So not only being able to like sort of get your win condition up, but also being able to deny your opponent's win condition is like a two birds, one stone kind of deal.
Mhm.
And that sounds pretty good to me.
Considering all of these factors going on through, because let's just talk about this as the game is still starting on up. What do you think about the patch coming on through for the side of tomorrow? Are you
Ooh.
excited for it? What are the changes there that really did catch your eye?
I think it's effectively a small reset of the game where we are now we today we're going to be playing a lot more like on the basis of how you gain utility advantages
Mhm.
like the trading of utility or how you're able to sort of gain space using the utility. Tomorrow onwards, I think the game is going to become a lot more skirmishes where you actually have to
Mhm.
fight. You cannot afford to just trade it out and leave it at a standstill. The utility much more valuable, so you have to gain actual value for it, like space or kills for that matter. So we'll see how these teams are able to adapt. But for today, we still get to watch that classic style, the trading way
One
more
more time.
important. And yeah, and for that matter, like I'm excited to see like how these teams will sort of let it go with a bang, like maybe show us something new right at the very end of the meta.
Honestly speaking, at this stage, like I'm really excited, but at the same time sad because it's gonna be the dawn of a new era coming down from the side of tomorrow. Because consider something, we're gonna be entering down into a pure flash meta pretty much. Yes, all the utility is more expensive, but at the same time, considering all of the factors going on through,
I think we've had a bit of a tactical issue with aggressive right there. I'll catch up. But going into a set, I think the map is right about to start. I'm excited to see what the teams will be picking up. I do notice it's actually Hunter playing, but he's not playing on behalf of Strokey. He's playing on behalf of another player right here. So let's see how the team is able to adapt with Hunter, especially coming into the lineup. We haven't seen him on Ascent before. I wonder if he'll continue to play that stage or if he'll just end up playing a more defensive role. He has picked up the Sova, which opens up Bullet to play a different role here. And I think that's going to be the Jet pick of Bullet, Buster on the Astra be the queue for Valor. Okay, this is looking very interesting for me. On the other side, though, I have to call out Simple, very much going down the same line, and Power on the Sky likely just the bait, right?
um, pixels on the Viper. You're not even gonna say anything about
Yeah,
that skit.
I mean, it's the Astra Viper. Like Buster and the Astra, I was shocked, but that automatically means Pixels has to be playing the Viper.
This is gonna be super interesting because there is no Sentinel. Of course, the Viper is gonna be the pseudo Sentinel, but at the same time, this is probably the first time we're seeing a Viper actually coming down on the map of Ascent pretty much, and I'm really looking forward to see how the side of Team Valor are actually gonna throw a wrench down into the plans of the side of Team Simple because I'm pretty sure that Simple they never played against a Viper on the map of Ascent in particular.
Definitely, but something's just got my eye aggressive, and I simply cannot let go of it.
Okay, Power on Sky.
No, we have Hunter on Hunter.
Oh
Hunter
no!
on this. You see the real Hunter? Here is his fury going to be shown. We shall know. Power on the Sky was always a bit, man. Power picks up the Jeff for himself. We expect to see him on the operator. But the Astro Viper for Valor, hey, we were pondering over it on the analyst desk. We knew it was a possibility, but I don't think any of us expected it. I'm really excited to see, especially Buster on the Astra. Like going
Mhm.
from a duelist to a sentinel to now everything agent, like it's going to be very weird. Buster, I am excited to see how he'll fit in.
As I already stated, Buster is like an anchor. He can play pretty much everything. You put him on any agent, yeah, he's gonna have a rough time. Maybe he needs to change up his playstyle when it comes down to the agent. But one thing that doesn't change is this guy's raw mechanical potential. If he sees ahead, he's gonna pop you just with a snap of a finger. That's what you expect coming out from the side of Buster. And now that Pixels is also picking up that Viper, it alleviates some of the pressure from Buster when it comes down to his raw utility. He doesn't really need to worry about a lot of the astral star placements. He needs to pre-place a lot of the stars and just worry about, hey, I need to suck this person, I need to pull this person, or I need to stun him. He just needs to think about those type of scenarios. And as we're going to be heading on down over to the game, I'm pretty sure that Simple, they're gonna get thrown through an entire loop because this Viper on the map of Ascent in particular, it's gonna be a big question mark for me as well. Because personally, I have no idea what kind of lineups Pixels has in store for us.
Exactly, and I think it especially ties in perfectly with their general game strategy. Astro Viper is ridiculously good in pre-planned executes, like the way you're able to cut off multiple sight lines at once and sort of deny everything. Like using your utility, you can clear the site in one fell swoop, and that allows player like Strokey and Bullet to really get in there, play on those post plants where they can take those fights and delay for really, really long. And even if they do die, we don't know how many lineups Pixels does actually have. So that Viper on the post plant gonna be ridiculously strong. I do think attack is the side I want them to take a lot more advantage, because going onto defense is gonna become a lot more reliant on Hunter on the Sova to keep delivering consistent information to his team so that they're not caught off guard by the walk-ins that are possible against the double controller comp. Attack side though, for the way Team Valor plays, I'm really, really excited. Valor has got to be on point with the op to put a stop to them.
The main thing that you want CA is actually just to call out Hunter throwing out his Hunter spear. We all know that, CA.
Yeah,
Admit it.
definitely.
That has got to be the main call that we are waiting for. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, the match is finally about to start on through. The players are going to be testing out if they're all okay, fine, and dandy. And now moving on down forward, things are just going to get even better in the long run. Looking down into the side of Spawn, you guys can see it, but there's something happening in game. A little bit funny, but at the same time, moving on down forward. Now, I'm going to ask you, CA, what kind of setups do you expect coming on down from the side of Pixels?
I think we have to try and get the viewers showcase of this. This is the combination of the spiritual and the mechanical. And a belief both. We're kidding, guys. Basically, Team Valor are doing classic, circle the Killjoy and the Astral Plane Astra for the sake of it while we get the game set up. We're talking about the specific lineups. I think looking at LRR on that Phoenix, it's going to be especially important for him to really use the Astro Viper sort of against Valor. Like, that's where Phoenix really excels, being able to use the extra sightlines cut off as a way to deliver his flashes and catch people off guard, like get them by surprise and pick up the round for yourself. So I want to see how LRR is able to do that, because I think this is the only map he gets to play the duelist. So he really has to make this pay off.
It's gonna be quite a little bit of a problem, to say the very least, because Hellar are now shifting on down to that Phoenix. Yes, he can work out really well when it comes down to his raw aim potential, but the real question is, will he have the same level of aggression as his other teammates did when they were playing down on that duelist? At the same time, Simple, they're a team that are not that aggressive. They rely on much more of that calculated approach before they opt to go in for aggression. Yeah. And on the other side, there are people like Buster and the game who are just like, I hold my W key, I tape it down, and I won't let it go until someone dies in front of me, or I die myself. That's what Team Valor is. And the real question is, will they be able to match that level of aggression, or will they be able to control it? Because I'm pretty sure that, knowing Valor, they're going to hold their W keys really hard, even on the defensive side.
Definitely. And isn't it kind of funny that way? Like, when you look at the game strategies of both of these teams, Valor like to keep it simple, whereas Simple like to actually not do that. They like to play tactical, they like play complex strategies. So, yeah, both of these teams, maybe they'll rub off on each other and they'll achieve perfect balance on the basis of that. Now, I will give you an update about the game. We've had one of the players crash, I think. So they are going to be back in a second. It's okay. It's just pre-patch jitters. It happens every single time. You have pre-patch jitters and post-patch jitters for the game. So you know what? It's a part and parcel of the game itself. But going back to those compositions, and of course, the discussion of the end of the meta still is about those ult ops aggressive, especially with the ult points still at 6 or 7. Like, it's high time to make use of those ults as much as you can, and therefore, our discussion has to go towards the idea of how these teams are able to sort of prioritize certain ultimates over the others. And I think, given the fact that Team Valor doesn't have a Killjoy in there, I want to see Team Simple, ASDF especially, be a lot more free with his Sova ult. You don't have a Killjoy to worry about, so you can actually play for picks with that ult and make it count for your team.
Completely agree with you. And feeding that all points towards the Sova can work out in your favor, but at the same time, you know for a fact that that Phoenix running back is just so crucial as well. Feeding your Phoenix those ult points just make him so much more of a deadly force when you're running down into a site, when you want to clear out those multiple different angles. So at this point, Simple, as you just stated, they need to make that decision. Which person do they want to feed those alt orbs to? Do they actually want to feed it down to the Phoenix or that Sova? Or it even could be the Killjoy, where they use that lockdown for a lot of their executions, but that is much more of a choreographed strategy, and you're relying on the side of Hunter to make that mistake of using his Hunter speed too early to not try and circumvent the ultimates that could be coming on down from the side of the Killjoy. And with this, the match is finally about to start on through, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems as though Team Simple, they want to go for a simple push down towards that B side, but it seems as though Bullet, he's not having any of that. Those shots are clean, those shots are crispy, and for the side of Team Simple, they gotta be feeling a little bit of a headache after those.
The map's first bullet fired, and Bullet picks up a headshot for himself. First blood in his name, and suddenly Team Simple just stopped in their tracks. We talked about how important the pistols are going to be, and how you can actually make that a double, because that was without Bullet on the jet. Bullet himself, a very prolific operator player. If Team Valor are able to win out the pistols and get him a few kills along the way, his operator might come online as well. So this has to be something Team Simple have to be careful of. Try to get some damage here. The round has gone on. They've managed to reset their positions, but still trying to hold on to B main, waiting for an aggressive push. But Valor, they haven't given them anything just yet. So Team Simple just trying to get some walk-ins in. The fights will go down. It's the Viper versus the Astra, and the Sova versus 2 over mid. Valor get another kill, and Valor will maintain their advantage.
30 seconds left.
Valor, they're on the biggest trade that they have. They're pushing themselves down forward, and with this, it's just gonna be LRR and Melody trying to bring it back for them. But with Melody being at such low HP, not much to work with just a frenzy in his hand, he's gonna be able to go for a plant, so that's good at the very least. And now with this 2 versus 4 post plan now going on through, the recon bolt's gonna be good for 1. Spots out first initial player, and with that Buster, he's opting to go in for that push, but at the same time LRR, if he has that 1 flank, he's gonna be able to spot out 1 head, but LRR gets dinged to the head down by Buster. He's down to 22 HP, not much to work with. Strokey comes in with 1, and he's gonna be good for his 2nd as well. Beautifully done from the side of Team Valor, ladies and gentlemen. They start off the pistol round with a bang, and Bullet, if he's feeling themselves that hard down in the pistol round, you know for a fact what's gonna happen down in the fire rounds as well.
Absolutely. I think every single player of Valor able to show up. The fact that Hunter got the defuse in the end makes it just, perfect. Like, perfect with the chef's kiss. It's just like, the way the round went was ideal for them. They did lose a couple of members here. LRR with a nice headshot onto Buster. But for them, that will be worth it, because now they get to play those buys in the next round. And actually, looking at the scorecard, it's only Buster with the buys. So, Valor actually opting to play defensive as hell here, aggressive, going for just heavy shields with the pistols actually works out for them, because it is an eco for Simple. They're playing pistols versus pistols, except they have shields.
Now with this, can really work out in their favor, but at the same time, this is just so dangerous. Team Valor, they're playing with fire, but Buster, he doesn't want to give a damn about fire. He's like, yeah, I got a Spectre in my hand, and I'm gonna mow you down. He's gonna be able to take down 2. With that ASCF, he's trying to maybe get that first initial pick off down 1-1 on suspecting player, but he's not going to be able to find it from the back end. It's going to be Pixels being able to take down KP, his other controller player. And with that, I'm pretty sure it's all but over. 1 piece is going to be going on through. Hellar is going to be good for 1. Strokey comes in from the sideline. He's going to be good for a 2nd as well. A couple of whiff shots from the side of Strokey, but it's more than enough to get that kill at the very end. 2-0 on the scorecards for the side of Team Valor, and honestly speaking, that has got to be one of the best at the eco routes that I've seen in this entire tournament.
Yeah, and they did it without purchasing anything. They have full buys for themselves in this round. It will still be a full investment, I expect like for either side now going into this round, a bit of the eco advantage to the side of Valor, but the weapons advantage will be there for the side of Team Simple. Having said that, though, I do see two light shields and one Spectre, so even the weapons advantage to Team Valor, they're navigating this perfectly. And Strokey on the top of the charts, his ultimate almost ready. You could see it coming on through. Now Pixels, he's like, hey, I want my fair share of the action. I want a bite as well. The Viper aggressively walking in, gets that first blood, and that will be A-main control gained for Team Valor. They're just going to reset themselves, play on the crossfire.
Push coming down from Pixels was super risky because, yeah, you know for a fact that that Viper, he's pretty much the sentinel for the entire side. And if Pixel died there to the hands of Power, yeah, that could have ended badly. But at the same time, Power, like, how do you expect this? A Viper pushing up down from the side of VALOR? No one does that other than Pixels. He's like, nah, I'm gonna lurk down on the defensive side, same as I lurk down onto the side of attack. And with that, things are slowed down. Both of these teams are trying to square off against one another, trying to get some form of information. And HellRR, he's gonna be the first one to get so much info for himself as well. Throws out the runner back, maybe trying to get that first initial pickup. But Strokey, he's playing it so beautifully. Jiggle peeks around the corner, takes down the armor of the first initial player. And with that, Pixels, he's gonna be alive, using that one way down to full advantage. Throws out the toxic fight. The vulnerable players are gonna be going on through, but still Strokey, he's not gonna be hit the shots. He's gonna be going taken on down, but from the sideline, it's gonna be Bullet and Buster chiming on in for a couple of their own kills. ASCF, he's gonna be good for one, but I don't think he's gonna be good for the second. Hunter comes in from the back end. His twin brother takes him on down out. And with that, 3-0 on the scorecards for the side of Team Valor, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, things seem to be starting on the right start, CA, because Team Valor, they're coming out of the gates running.
Pixels knows the strats, man. That one way, first of all, for the garden setup, then combined with the way he plays it, knows that he has to reset. As you said, he's that sentinel. As soon as his position is revealed, once he gets first blood, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my more defensive position. And the way he's able to hold on to this garden tree area, so perfect, because they can't rush him through that snake bite. They instead have to go the wide way around and take the peak towards the heaven area. And with that, his team is able to just clean it up. All attention drawn towards Pixels. His team just like, oh, 3 kills, easy peasy, I'll pick that up. And now Valor, they're gonna face a forced buy from Simple here, aggressive. Simple actually putting all their money on the line to get a couple of Phantoms, a couple of Vandals, and a Judge, but all with either light shields or no shields in the case of ASTF. So this is very expensive and very risky, but Simple going ahead with it. His Judge started off. He ends up going down. It's Hunter to get the first kill, and they're trying to move in, but they've just got a 2 for 2 so far. It's really up to Hunter and how long he's able to hold on.
This is beautiful shots coming on down from Hunter, ladies and gentlemen. Triple kill for this man. And he's just going ham, one by one, shot after shot. Hunter with a 4K. What is this guy doing? What is this guy on? Hunter. He's gonna release his Hunter Fury soon, and I'm pretty sure CA, he's just waiting to make the puns out of it.
I mean, he is the hunter, right? I just wish he would have used his ultimate and said, I am the hunter. It would have just been perfect for me. But I mean, it's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. He is the top fragger now in his team. Just needs one more ult off for his ultimate. Hopefully, the voice line he uses is I am the hunter, because it will be perfect. But we'll find out soon enough. But coming back to the game, 4-0 for Team Valor. They've now got the Viper's Pit ready. And irrespective of how you look at Viper on Ascent, one thing you know for sure is that ultimate on any side is out. The ability, it has to shut it down. Now, Bullet playing with fire here, gets burnt but not taken down. He will survive. He is pushed back. And it's inside Strokey towards mid, using the ultimate for infliction. Now Bullet having reposition, he picks up one, and it's back to Pixels in the same area. They keep contesting him, he keeps...
Oh no.
Spike down
Pixels, he's just having a field day at this point. He's gonna be able to take down another one down from the sidelines, and with that, KPKP, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can try and go in for that shot, but it's not gonna be helping him. One from the left, one from the right. It's gonna be a simultaneous kill coming on down through, and that's gonna be another flawless round for the side of Team Valor. And CA, it feels as though Team Valor, they have this entire map under their control, especially when you consider their composition. This is a very defender-sided composition, and moving down onto the side of attack, this is just as potent. If Pixel knows pretty much everything, and if the side of Team Simple are having such a hard time trying to break down this defense and not be able to get at the bare minimum of maybe 4 or 5 rounds in their favor, things are gonna look dark for their side.
Yeah, I really like that setup as well. Sova is the permanent B anchor, Pixels is the permanent A anchor, and the rest play float on the basis of information. It really allows them to play multiple styles at the same time and allows their players the freedom they need to find those engagements. Now, Raid is the name of the game for Team Simple. LRR leading the charge. He's able to pick up the first kill. Power looking for more nodes. There's a Sova right here, but his teammate being taken down. Power's position revealed. He's just jumping around trying to get some attention, and attention he will get. One kill is pretty good for Power. His team needs to follow up though. It's Bullet taking down Melody to even things up. A lot of chaos comes down to a 2v2. The spike planted and the ultimate in the favor of Team Simple. Can they pull it off? Bullet says no.
What was that shot coming up down from the side of Bullet? ASTM also come in with a couple of his own. Shots are going to be raining on in. Pixel's probably getting swatted on out, but no. They're going to be playing it slow. They're going to be playing it smart. The first initial frag does go, first initial toxic bite does go on through, and ASTM, he's expecting the push to be coming on down from there, but Pixels, he needs to make it happen. This is way too long, and ASTM, he's probably going to turn around. He didn't spawn on the gun barrel. I saw it, but Pixels didn't. He's expecting him to be holding down from the back end corner. The drop sound goes on through. Pixels, he's not expecting it. He did not spawn out the gun barrel, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you need to be ready for any form of information, any sort of visual cue that you could expect. But at the same time, it's the... I forgot what's the name of this Vandal. I think it was the Ancient Vandal, I believe? I don't remember. Ruin Vandal. It kind of does camouflage if you have like a yellow... if you have a yellow outline.
Well, yeah, some colors are easier to see than others, but hey, it's dependent individual to individual. I saw the gun battle too. I was fully expecting him to just send it, be like, oh, I see him, brrr, and just try to
Power?
wall back in. But Power, he's picked up the operator, like his teammate got the operator for him, and he's got the first blood. And now Simple capitalizing on the momentum from their last round. Once again, B is the name of the game. The rush has come in, and the plant will go down. Now with their Cosmic Divide as well as Hunter's Fury ready, the post plant should be a pretty easy round.
Things are just gonna get a little bit harder now, because with that, it's gonna be a 3 versus 5 situation, and the best option in my eyes would be to just opt to go in for a proper save, not really go in for a push, but at the same time, KPKP, he found out Pixel, and he's gonna be able to get that first initial pick off. Now going on down to a 2 versus, I mean a 1 versus, I mean another 1 versus 3, sorry, because Hunter's not even gonna let me finish my sentences. Coming on down from the right hand side of staircase, it's gonna be 2 people, and as soon as that smoke goes on down through, it's gonna be a coffin dance, but it's gonna be KPKP coming on down from the side of the flank, being able to take down Hunter, and with that, that's gonna be 5-2 on the scorecard. And finally, Team Simple, they're able to break the code and other defensives of the side of Team Valor. They're able to take the rounds in their favor, and with that, they're able to stabilize and cause a lot of economic damage towards the side of Team Valor, primarily because Bullet, he pulled out 2 operators in the last round, and now in this round in particular. So when it comes down to terms of eco, they're hurting massively.
It's not just eco to aggressive. I don't think we actually saw this happen. But now I look at the scorecard. Pixels died using his ultimate in that last round. That the Viper's Pit gone for Team Valor. That was a hella expensive round. They do have the money to pull off one more buy though, and this will be the true test for the side of Team Simple. If they can continue their momentum, use the Cosmic Divide to get another execute in, and then play with the Hunter's Fury on the post one, they could pull off a huge lead. Now it's LRR. Nice flick to get that kill onto Pixels. Knows that it's so Astra is there. He's gonna flash his way in and get that control of the side. Now, Shoki trying to move in. Through the smoke, he sneaks in, he finds one, but Power able to trade it back onto Bullet on the other side now, meaning a 2-agent advantage is maintained for Team Simple. Now, 1-for-1 trade, Hunter will find one, but Melody coming in. It's Team Simple now, making it 5-3 rest. Really starting to come back strong.
A little bit too aggressive when it came down to the positioning from the side of Team Valor, and that's what kind of costed them this round in particular as well. But at the same time, LRR, he's like, I don't care if you throw down a toxic bite, I'm gonna run straight through it. And Pixels is like, what is LRR doing here? There is no reason why a Phoenix should be this close to us when I just threw a toxic bite in this area. So beautiful execution coming on down from the side of Team Simple to catch the side of Valor off guard. The fact that they're being so aggressive, understanding that, hey, the simplicity from your side is not going to be working out in your favor. You want to play it defensively, you want to play it aggressively. You can do either or, but we're going to be the ones taking a lot of the advantages. And I like this from the side of Simple. They're able to feed into a lot of the habits from the side of the side of Team Valor, and they're able to counter it beautifully. And now moving on down forward, it feels as though it's going to be a fast execution from the side of Team Simple. And with that, ASDF, he gets the first initial pickoff, and such an important pickoff as well, because now without Buster, there is no way they have a lot of utility.
This is the eco for Team Valor, so it's just about trying to get some damage through. You can see Pixels, he's playing for those exit frags, trying to catch off the lurker or the flanker there. But not gonna find anything just yet. Instead, his team who's left in disadvantageous battle. Pistols against assault rifles, just not working out for Valor right now. It's Strokey on his classic Sheriff though. He should be able to get one kill here if he sneaks out at the appropriate moment, but instead will sneak out.
One
Now,
enemy
Bullet
remaining.
going down will leave Pixels in an impossible place. It's Strokey, last man standing. Needs to die here, will go for the exit frags and find one kill, but that's all he's gonna get. Will surrender himself to the spike now, and that will be 5-4. Tough for Team Simple. 4 rounds back to back now as they really push through with their momentum. And I think a key part of their strategy is that they're not necessarily respecting their Viper DK, and it's really working against Team Valor. Team Valor expecting that the Viper snake bite automatically means that the team won't come in, and Team Simple is just like, nope, that doesn't matter because the DK is irrelevant to us. We've got the Vandals and we will tap you just once and you will go down. So for the side of Team Valor, I want to see a bit of adaptation on that mark. Maybe you play with the Viper now on retake instead of Anchor, since Team Simple are so good at forcing it through. Team Valor, they need to adapt.
I completely agree with you here, and with this, will the change up in strategy come on through? But at the same time, Bullet, him missing that first initial shot will cost him a lot, because now with the rush going on, coming on down from the side of Market, they need to be careful, because at this stage, Bullet, he's not going to be holding on down through the back end corner. He's waiting for the shot, he's waiting for a couple of sounds to come on through, but Strokey, he gets no value coming on down from that running back, and that's going to hurt down in the long run. But at the same time, Strokey and Bullet, they're not going to miss the second shot. Strokey chimes in with one, and Bullet's going to be able to shut down the push coming on down from the angle of Market. And with this, LRR, he wants to make that push happen as well. He does get the first initial kill, but Hunter from back, and it's going to be able to take down ASDF. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, things could be working out in their favor, but at the same time, LRR, he just tapping heads left, he just tapping heads right. KP not
Oh,
happy to go
no.
in for that knife. He was just chilling it. He's like, nah, I'm going to show some respect. I want to get this win. Takes the spike down towards that A side, and with that, it's going to be a 1 versus 2 situation. And I'm pretty sure that KP, he has all of the advantages in the world when it comes down to the side of utility. And he's going to be using the Assault Divide to get him that first initial advantage when it comes down to the raw positioning and, of course, the sound.
With this Cosmic Divide, they should be expecting him in A main, but instead, he's playing under Heaven. I think maybe using the wall to play behind it. This is very risky from KP, but also very unpredictable. In Valor, though, they're feeling it. They're smelling something, and they're gonna check under Heaven together. They gave it up to a 1v1, though. KP, he finds one, and almost finds the second. Buster, though. 30 HP clutch it will be to make sure that the lead is kept in the side of Team Valor. They make it 6-4, and damn, that was close. That was an intense round. We got to see Hunter say, I am the hunter for the first time ever, but not an ideal Sova ult at all. He got backstabbed in his third wave of that ult, and that meant that the hunter got hunted. So not the ideal start for Hunter here. Needs to be able to pick up more on the Hunter's Fury, but hey, a really nice try from KP, I would say. The idea of playing under Heaven, though, did not work out with Valor just be able to predict it. Not as unpredictable as we thought.
Considering the tradability of the side of Under Heaven, it's really difficult to get a lot of value out of it unless you are confident that you're going to hit 2 headshots, because that is so crucial whenever you're holding on down from that angle in particular. But at the same time, Bullet, he now has lost his operator, needs to opt to go and pick up that Phantom or a Vandal instead in his hand. And with that first initial pickup, it's going to be quite difficult to say the very least. Bullet, he's expecting a push to go on through, maybe trying to see if he can get this first initial frag. The flash does go on through, he's not going to be able to take down much, and Bullet, he needs to dip out. There's not much that he can do, and with that, the full side control has already been established, ladies and gentlemen, by the side of Team Simple. And now, with this 5 versus 5 retake on the cards, who's going to be able to win out? Because you do need to consider something. ASDF, he has the Hunter's Fury, but he's the one who needed to go in for that plan. So B-main control is not in his favor.
The early ultimate from ASDF, not able to get it back just yet. able to find a tag with the last one. Pixels taken down to really low HP. But now the Cosmic Divide gonna come through for the side of Team Valor and get so much value. Cutting off multiple members in that border area. Forcing them into the open, but forcing them into the open is actually in the favor of Power. He's able to pick up 2 kills. And now Buster trying to get in. He finds one onto LRR. They're actually going for the defuse here while the rest of the team dies. Will not work out as ASDF does check the spike and he takes him down. Will make it 6-5 for Team Simple and they're keeping it close. They're making sure that Team Valor don't get unnecessary advantages. And now with that win, they have a chance to make it 6-6 aggressive because Team Valor, their eco is broken.
What I love coming on down from the side of Team Simple in that round in particular was that normally I am always against using that Astral Wall in such a form from the side of KPKP where he divides up the site into 2 different sight lines. But this time around, I kind of liked it. Primarily because KPKP, he was on the other side of the wall. So if anyone did touch the spike, KPKP can just tell his teammates being like, hey, both of you peek out of the wall right now, they're defusing the spike, and that's exactly what happened. They had all the advantages, but now this time around, it seems as though the Hunter is now starting the hunt himself. Throws out 2 shock darts, get that first initial kill down onto LRR, and with that, they're gonna be real happy. But at the same time, I feel as though it's just a lineup battle at this stage. It's gonna be ASDF versus the Hunter. Who's the better Hunter? Is it the Hunter being the Hunter, or is it ASDF being the Hunter? And oh my god, there's too many Hunters in this one sentence.
It's Strokey being the hunter. Look at his position. He's being very, very sneaky here. Should have the flank on any rotate, but you know, Simple. They keep it simple, man. They're not gonna rotate. They're just gonna go for the side they started at, waiting for the opportune moment. Now with the recombo coming out, it's Power going in, but does is immediate left and right, and he gets plowed down. Team Valor holding on to the side strong, while Strokey holds onto the back. Team Simple have nowhere to go, especially now with the Viper Spit gonna come through. It's up to Strokey to shut them down, and with 2 people with really low health bars, it should be easy peasy for him. It's all about the timing, and he will get the timing on point. Finds the first kill, will be rewarded with the gun, but he doesn't feel it. The Sheriff is the way. He wants to play it, goes for the firewall. The firewall was a mistake, though. It is the flash, but with that kill, has bought enough time to get them the round.
They should be able to take it all away. Bullet's gonna be good for 1, and he's just waiting for a second. Melody, I think a little bit of technical difficulties coming on down from him. A little bit unfortunate, but at the same time, it's already pretty much over. Melody, he's gonna be dying out pretty much anyways down in this 1 versus 3 situation. And with that, it's 7-5 on the scorecards. A very respectable half of the side of Team Valor, but at the same time, you would have expected that they would have gotten a lot more rounds out at the bare minimum because their composition is so defensive favored that it should have gone down to maybe a 9-3 to give them a proper advantage down onto their own attacking side. Because in my eyes, I'm pretty sure that Team Valor, they're gonna have even much more of a harder time down to their own attacking sides unless they have maybe an unorthodox strategy that we don't know about.
I definitely get what you mean. Like the idea that theoretically the Astro Viper is so good in defense because of its ability to take control on multiple parts of the map. But considering Team Valor's playstyle, I actually favor them on the attacking side with this composition because I know how good they are at playing for those executes. I expect them to at least initially stack up strong and just go hard and fast. Use the entry fraggers that you have in the Jet and the Phoenix to gain you space. If you're able to get the plant down, you're effectively guaranteed a win in the round because of your Viper and her post plants. So for the side of Team Simple, they're gonna have to be very smart about how they take map control on their defensive side because they need to be able to continuously have pressure on a potential post plant lineup situation for Pixels. If they have the flank always, it makes Team Valor's life very, very difficult.
I completely agree with you there. And now moving on down forward with the advantage in the favor of the side of Team Valor, a lot of the pressure, as you just stated, it's gonna maybe alleviate down towards the side of Simple winning out on this pistol round. Because if they're not able to win out on the pistol round here, that's basically gonna be a 8-5 coming on down from the side of Team Valor and a possible 9-5 if the side of Team Simple don't just pull out a rabbit out of the bag and pull off Team Insignia on everyone by just one-tapping everyone with sheriffs in their hand. That could be the case, but at the same time, you need to be feeling yourself and considering the potency that the side of Team Simple are showing, they're just not there. They feel very iffy in the way they're taking a lot of their engagements. They are confident, but at the same time, not all the players are on the same page. Some of them are peaking too early, some of them are peaking too slow. And when they're able to execute down together as a team, though, they are something that cannot be stopped. Team Valor, they tried to stop them head first, and they got their heads blasted off. They literally got a haircut pretty much at that point.
Yeah, now we'll see if they're able to maintain that proactivity coming into the defensive side. Because as you said, the pistol very important. Like normally when you look at a 7-5, we say that the pistol isn't necessarily as important as an 8-4 or a 9-3 because of the fact that you do have those extra rounds later. But considering how important Power's operator is, I think the pistol round becomes doubly important because you need that win to get that eco cushion through so you can get the operator in the third or the fourth round, depending on how many kills he gets. And that's where I think the difference will come through. Like if Valor are able to pull off the execute on their pistol stronger than the side of Simple, considering the fact that the Viper will have at least one snake bite, then I do think that Valor will be able to use that momentum. We saw them get a 5-round lead in the start. If they get a 5-round lead here again, that's match point aggressive.
That could just happen very much. But at the same time, I feel as though Team Simple, they have something cooking down when it comes to their own defensive side. Because now that they have a feel for how the side of Team Valor are actually playing, they should be able to easily take a lot of the advantages in their favor. Understand that, hey, if we just try and play a lot of different off angles, we should be able to catch the side of Team Valor off guard. Because Valor, they're playing very aggressive. So when it comes down to aggression, how do you tackle aggression? You take down different off angles, you try to catch your opponents off guard, and try to keep your opponents on their toes, because if they want to be aggressive, hell yeah, just run down into the side, do whatever you want, but I'm going to take a different position every single time to give ourselves that advantage. And hopefully Team Simple, they understand this, they bring their A game down to the table onto their own defensive side, and as soon as it happens, the operator is going to come on through from the side of Power, and that's where the real game begins.
Definitely, we will see if they are able to really push through strong from the start. But for now, like an update on the situation, I do think a bit of a technical issue. We will get it sorted really, really soon. But this does give us the time to talk about what went wrong for Team Valor, perhaps in the few rounds that Simple were able to execute. We didn't see them adapt soon enough, I think, to the executes that Team Simple were bringing through. We'll see if they are able to show off their adaptability they found in the last few rounds in the second phase. For now, we're going to go investigate that small technical issue. In the meantime, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe with the notifications bell on, and check out the links in the description below for some amazing deals for yourselves. We'll fix that issue real quick and be back with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by AMD Ryzen, Radeon, and WD Black. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're here back with map 1 of the best of 3 between Team Valor and Team Simple. And after the end of the first half, the scoreline is 75 aggressive. Now, in the second half, it's going to be Team Valor starting on the attack. And as we expect, 5 stack, it's execute is the name of the game.
Honestly, at this stage, this is just gonna get even more harder moving on down forward. Which team is gonna be able to take this first official round? And it feels as though Team Valor, they want to W key their way forward down towards that A side, but at the same time, the defense, their W key get even harder and probably he'll RR. He's gonna find out more than he can chew. It's gonna be Power with one, but will he be good for a second is a real question. But the shots are gonna be there. And Power is actually able to get away with murder. He gets 2 kills. Melody comes in down from the sidelines. He's gonna be able to shut down another. The round started off in a very good fashion, but at the same time, it ended off really badly as well. Power actually getting 2 kills and then getting treated out. Yeah, that should not have happened.
All right, now you see the rest of Team Valor getting through. As you said, the way the round started, a bit in a chaotic fashion, but Team Simple still able to pull it off. Now, Hunter trying to get the spike, go through onto the side and plant it, but he's revealed. He's trying to get taken down, but he's already picked up 1 kill now with another turret hitting him in the back. Realizes he has nowhere to go. KPKP takes him down, and the fact that it all started with KPKP whiffing his star, that was the best of one way that he ended up putting onto the ground, and it left a tiny gap in the smoke that allowed Team Valor to pick up the first blood, but then it ended with KPKP getting the last kill, meaning Team Simple, they adapted. Within the round, they were able to brush off the first blood, brush off the initial circumstances, and come out on top. And on the side of Team Valor, that was unfortunate because now this puts Power on the track to pick up an operator. Actually, scratch that aggressive. Power going aggressive from round 2, respected for Phantom for himself. Now, I do notice Power just jiggling while the rest of Valor, they want to do the execute again, but this time they're much more slower about it, not giving information till they're in the right position to go. But as soon as they're in the right position to go, aggressively the jet dashes in for KPKP. He gets the first kill. Now, Bullet with the trade. This eco is all about damage for the side of Valor, and they're getting that damage down. Valor now with a 1-man advantage, and Bullet, he's just pushing on through aggressively. He's got a Spectre for himself, and it'll be Bullet causing all of that chaos. Smokey allowed to flank through, pick up a kill for himself, and it looks like a Thrifty is on the card for Team Valor, which is 2 members left alive for Team Simple. Smokey will find 1 more, and with just Melody left, last man standing, a Thrifty on the cards for Valor.
Valor, they took this round beautifully. The aggression was on point. All of them played for the trades, and they were not caught off guard. They were ready for all of their engagements. The shots are going to be raining on in. Melody getting tagged down to very low levels of HP. Bullet updrafting in through. Tags the side of Melody with a share of shots straight to the chest. And with that, that's 8 and 6 on the scorecard, and such a beautiful thrifty round coming on down from them as well. And with that, you need to consider something. Power, he lost out on a Phantom when it came down to an ID go round.
Yep. It's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
Irrespective though, 8-6 aggressive now on the board for Team Valor, and with that anti-eco, like an operator just out of the cards, like for Team Simple now, it's just aggressive fights that might be able to pull them through. Do you think they can pull off an Insignia, pull off a Thrift with the Sheriffs?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a thrifty for a thrifty, but at the same time, you do need to consider something. I'm pretty sure that Team Valor, they're not gonna give away even an inch of space down towards the side of Team Simple, but at the same time, with so many Spectres in their hand, they have the advantage when it comes down to a lot of these long-range short-range engagements, sorry. And with that, Strokey, he does get the first initial kill. Beautiful recon ball coming on down from the side of 100 to set everything up. Pixels comes in with that spam and that spray to take down Melody as well. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, side control in the favor of the side of Team Valor, and for the side of Team Simple, they need to try and maybe go in for a kill, maybe go in for a play. A couple of whip shots coming on down from the side of Hunter, but at the same time, more than enough because the teammates are going to be able to shut everyone down. Buster chimes in with 1 more kill, and now KPKP stuck in an impossible 1 versus 5 situation. Maybe getting the first initial headshot. The spams are going to be going in left, the spams are going to be going in right, and KPKP, his feelings just get toyed with. There's a gravity well right below him as well, and KPKP's like, just put me out of my misery, man. I don't want to be in this place anymore. What is this game? What am I playing? I just don't want to stay here.
Yeah, it feels bad, man. TKP spam through a gravity and then spam through while he's vulnerable. gets taken down. And for the side of Simple, this is a deteriorating slow progressive, because I noticed that because of the sheriffs that they bought in the last round, they don't have full buys here. They only have the light shields, and I think for a couple of their players messed up utility as well. So Valor with a huge advantage in this round. If they're able to win this, not only do they get double digits, but they completely destroy Team Simple's economy. I do see that Judge though in Power's hands. If he can make that Judge count right before it gets nerfed, I think this might be a round for Team Simple to pull off.
Judge supremacy. This is the last day we're gonna see it, and I'm so happy, but at the same time, nah, I'm not sad. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just super happy. Trust me. After getting terrorized by the Judge and having so many nightmares about this specific gun, I'm more than happy. But at the same time, I think I need to relive that nightmare for one more time, because Power, for sure, here he's gonna get 2 kills. There is no way he doesn't.
Oh, Power, he gets one, but the gravity well ensures his dash is not able to help him get out. Hunter will take him out now. Holding the guard, and KP gets one, but Hunter with his second trade as well, making sure that Valor, despite the kills going down early, they're able to get the trades and able to get the side. Now the Spike trying to get planted, but inside faked out. Bullet very low, cannot afford to leave himself exposed. Will get taken down. It's LRR and Melody to finish off the round. Team Simple, that was a chaotic start to the round, but Power did get that initial kill. The Judge coming up huge to just delay Valor for a second and put in motion the rest of the team. Simple clean it up, they keep it close.
That's a Judge for you, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it will never fail to amaze. Every single time I see that gun coming on through, you can expect at the bare minimum of 1 kill. Something really cheeky to happen, and somehow the player holding the Judge gets out of even the stickiest situations alive. That gun is a blessing, but for the receiving end of everyone, that's an absolute curse. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the side of Team Simple being able to stabilize themselves, try and get their guns out properly with the proper buys going on through from their side. And with this, for the side of Team Valor, they need to go in hard and they need to go in fast, because they have one more round after this where they're going to be able to go in for full buys moving on down forward. And if they're not able to capitalize on this round in particular, things are going to end up really badly. It's going to be KP getting the first initial kill down onto Hunter, but Buster is going to be able to chime on in and get that reverse frag. And with that, that's going to be a massive win advantage for the side of the attackers, the defenders, ladies and gentlemen, because with this, just be able to stabilize, but at the same time, hell RR, he can't back off fast enough, but still Melody's gonna be good for another trade down from the silence. Power coming on down on that flank. He has that knives in his hand, but Buster's already holding on down from the angle of Peter. He was expecting that push. He's gonna be able to take down one. Buster trying to go in for the shots, but it's just not gonna be enough. Melody, he's too good when it comes down to that spray control, and with that 9 and 8 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be the side of Team Simple, taking these rounds one by one, trying to bring it back to an even score.
Yeah, Team Simple, they've got the momentum on their side now, and it's up to Valor to adapt. The executes aren't working through at all, because I feel like at every single point, Simple are able to put a small delay in the process, and because of those delays, it feels like Team Valor, they end up being a lot more uncoordinated than they want to. Instead, ends up being a bunch of 1v1s, and Team Simple very happy with that. They take those 1v1s because they win them every single time. They're able to get the round because of it. Now, Valor, going back to the initial setup that got them that thrifty in the first place, a lot slower on this A main. They're instead going to segue towards the mid, looking for some sort of aggressive push from Simple. It's not going to come through. Simple just holding on to their A main control, waiting for a peek from Valor, the contact, and swings that out.
With one player now holding down one, while the other Judge is holding down from the side of A main. This is going to work out in their favor if the side of Team Valor want to make this push happen. Or once again, see, it feels as though this, we were talking about this down in the analyst desk, and this is happening here as well, because it feels as though the side of Team Valor, they're constantly opting to go in for the same strategies over and over again, and that's what's really hurting us. But at the same time, KP, he needs to swing on out, and Pixels, he was expecting it. With the first initial kill now going on down in the favor of the side of Team Valor there, have gotten such a crucial kill as well, because now with no KP, basically meaning that, hey, we don't need to worry about anything. We can easily try and go in for a couple of our own defense, own rotations and own pushes, because now with this Cosmic Divide going on through to try and sell out a fake, they're expecting all of the members to maybe make their way down towards that A side, but with Power feeding all of the information in the world down towards the side of his teammates, they're going to be easily able to go in for a proper retake. The ultimate goes on through. The shots are going to be raining on in. Villainy coming in with one. It's going to be Hell Horror with another. Flashes are going to be a little bit whiffy, but at the same time, they're all going to be happy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's already over. Buster's the last man standing. 2 seconds left on the clock. They're hunting him down. And with that, Team Simple, they're going to be easily able to take this round away in their favor. Oh!
Oh, Buster, yet another will get taken down at the end of the round by Helarar. And that round was one hell of a mess. I feel like from both of the sides, but Team Simple able to consistently come out on top. Our playing an instrumental role in that round, despite the fact that he didn't get any kills. The fact that he's able to get so much information through the Astral, the fake just not sold enough by Valor. They get red and they get taken down. Team Simple now able to make the scoreline even. Can they take the lead for the first time in this map? We'll have to see with this round. They're maintaining their setups, just gonna keep power on that A main position, still holding that judge. The rest of his team playing a bit more defensively. No contact and swing this time. Valor, it doesn't look like they've learned though. They're trying to just play the same setup through, just bullet on those knives with Buster on the Sheriff. The rest of the team, they've got their buys. Valor, they notice the A side is empty because Team Simple, they're willing to play on the retake. They've got that Silver ult and the Cosmic Divide, but the Viper Split for Valor could be the key to winning them this side.
Still work out in their favor, but at the same time, it feels like they're opting going for the same strats over and over again. Bullet with only 2 knights left in his arsenal. He doesn't really have a lot to work with. The shock darts do rain on in, not really getting a lot of value. They'll keep on trying to find something, but they're not going to be able to find out much. Power, he's expecting this push to happen, but at the same time, Buster, a beautiful headshot coming on down from the side of the Sheriff, but the Hunter speed does go through from the side of ASGF. Hell RR gets 1 kill down from Silence as well, and with this, the fire round. The force by round, sorry, coming on down from the side of Team Valor, not really working out in their favor, but just as I was talking about, that Strokey, he's actually going to be the difference maker. He's going to be able to get a lineup for himself as well, but the lineup secondary is not coming down perfectly. The shots are not going to connect, and Hunter tried to get something done, but the clutch is just not going to happen. I'm imagining a situation where those lineups were perfect, CA, but I think Hunter, he rushed the second dart a little bit too fast.
Yeah, and it didn't necessarily line up in the right place as well. A little off and a little late, meaning the half diffuse was already down before any duck came through. Allowed Simple to win the round and take the lead for the first time in this matchup. It's just not working out. Slow, cautious strategy for Team Valor because they don't have any information, and Team Simple have bucket loads of it. Now Valor, they have the Phoenix ultimate though. They've got the force by through. They're trying to get onto B main, but the judge is here aggressive. The flap's gonna come through, and so is this thing, and it's gonna be Murder Central down at B main. A 1-for-1 picked up. Could have gotten a lot more bloodier, but each team just backs off. Now Pavan can use the Killjoy turret to go for that contact and swing. He's able to pick up 1 kill, and just Valor stopped in that tracks. This judge getting so much value.
When you see a judge down towards the side of B main, you're like, guys, I know we have really cracked out aim. I know that we are gods at the video game, but against the judge, even gods will have to falter. These are like the Kratos of pretty much everything here. So they're gonna back on off. They're not going to stand here whatsoever. It's going to be a fast rotation coming on down from the side of Team Valor down towards the side of A to try and maybe find something at the bare minimum, because now in this 3 versus 3 situation, it's either go big or go home, and it's going to be go big because now it's going to be Team Valor on the man advantage, and with Power still holding down onto the judge, the man advantage could work out, but let's see that is a couple of whiff shots. He could have easily taken a kill down onto Hunter and dip back out, taking it down to a 2 versus 2 situation, but Power, he has nowhere to run. Also uses smokes a little bit too close to home, and with that, it's going to be Team Valor taking 10th round on the board in their favor. Once again, even Stevens, ladies and gentlemen, the round's advantage were in the favor of the side of Team Valor, but it feels as though Team Simple, they've read into the strat book, and they're setting their defenses up beautifully to go up against the side of Team Valor.
Yeah, Team Simple starting to take control, but in that round, Valor able to answer back. And despite the fact that Team Simple actually won multiple rounds back to back before that, most of those rounds were with multiple of their members dying, so they did not get an economy going, which means now they have to go for the force buys, the mixed up buys for themselves. While Team Valor, they're able to use their ultimates to get the execute onto the side for Team Valor. They're being very cautious here, not actually falling through on the Phoenix ultimate till the last moment, allowing Helara this aggressive position. Now he was able to take down one, but the trade coming through will mean that it's a 1-for-1 and the side gain for Team Valor. It's all about Melody now. Can he take one down? The answer is a resounding saying no, and Valor get full control. Now, Power, he does take out Hunter on the flank, but
planted.
still, a 3v3 against mixed up buys, the post plant does favor Team Valor.
At the same time, when you consider the positioning, I love that Strokey is holding down from the angle of B main. He should be good for one, but no one's actually taking him down. And Strokey is in a beautiful position to get at the bare minimum of 2 kills. Knows for a fact that one member is holding down from his right side. Knows for a fact that 2 members are holding down from the left. And Strokey, this entire round is up to him. He needs to go in for that swing. He's gonna be good for 1. He's looking for a couple of more. The volley does go on through. Beautiful down onto the side of the corner, but he's not going to find out more than that. Strokey's still gonna be alive. He's gonna be kicking, going in for those shots. And Strokey with a triple kill to end everything off. He played that round beautifully down from the side of B main, and that's what you expected, ladies and gentlemen. This is so crucial that you clear out B main, Simple, but the fact that they did not do that, and they spent way too long when trying to go down into that execution, costing them this entire round.
Yeah, I really don't like the smoke for B main there. I would rather it be a gravity well or even a concuss, because if you clear the immediate B main entry and even push the player in B main all the way to the exit area, like the entry for the attackers, that means that you're not able to influence as easily as Strokey was. Instead, the smoke setup by Simple ended up being a safe haven for Strokey. Now, Team Valor, they're realizing that this judge is getting too much value. They pull out the drone, they spot Power out, and they will not let him have the aggressive position. Judge himself, though, playing on the Bladestorm alone, playing as a bait for his teammate ASDF, able to get one. Valor is still able to make the trade happen, and this has been the recipe for Valor continuously. They like getting the trades, but what they get in favor of the trades is positions. This time, again, 2 for 2 on the map, but Valor, they get the site.
Poison's off.
They have the entire side in their favor, and they also have the Viper split coming on down from the side of Pixels, basically meaning that, hey, as soon as they're able to walk down into the side, as soon as they are able to take full-on control of the side, they're going to be in such a beautiful position for themselves. But I like this from the side of Team Valor. They're playing it slow, they're playing it systematic, they're waiting for the side of their opponents to make that first initial mistake so they can easily walk down into the side, take it for themselves. But at the same time, the entirety of Team Simple, they're really expecting this, and with this flash now going on through, I'm very sure that Hunter, he heard it.
What?
And now with this rotation coming on down, they have only 30 seconds left on the clock, and they're still walking around trying to get this first initial pickup. And with the big brain plays coming on now from the side of Valor, this could just be small brain as well, because they're making their way down towards that A side, and when they're planting the spike, they're probably going to be in a massive disadvantage as well. Finally, the noise is being made. Finally, they're making their way down towards that A side. The wall does go on through. That's going to be an initial entry for the side of HellRR. He does go in for that flash, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. The Viper spin does go on through, but Melody's going to be the one to shut it down instead. And now it's going to be down to a 1 versus 2 situation. Will Hunter be able to clutch this one out? Is the real question. Has a recon full in his hand. He cannot use it though. He's going to be good for 1. He's going to be good for 2 as well. Hunter! This guy is on another level. He is the Hunter, and he is showing exactly why he's picking up this solo, ladies and gentlemen. 12 and 10 on the scorecards, and Hunter with a beautiful clutch to bring the side of Team Valor on the match point.
Oh my god, a huge clutch from Hunter. The transfer was absolutely perfect, able to make sure he wins the 1v2 from a very compromised position. Like over here, half of his position cut off by the Amoli, has to go for the swing, picks up 1 and 2, but to be honest, it never should have gone to that position. I get the idea from Valor that they want to play it slow, deny information, but instead with the flash of the Phoenix able to get the information, they just hold on to A. They got red. Hunter though pulls them out of that ditch, able to keep the lead for themselves, and that match point now coming through, all in the hands of Team Valor. They've got 3 huge ultimates. The Astra ult to set up the execute, and then the Sova ult to play on the post plant is just about getting the spike down. And Valor, they're trying to do that. They pushed off Power on the Judge already. Now Bullet with the Bladestorm trying to make his way in, but they get stopped. But look at Strokey here. Amongst all of this chaos aggressive, Strokey behind enemy lines does get caught out, though Power will find the kill and will be rewarded with first blood for Team Simple.
Strokey doing that same flank over and over again doesn't really help out when it comes down to longevity, because Team Simple, they're able to read down into strategy and finally punish Strokey for going in for such a flank. But at the same time, his team really didn't make their way forward down from the side of A main, so you pushing up that deep into the side of Garden, very risky. And with that man advantage now going on down in the favor of the side of Team Simple, they're going to be the ones at the driver's
30
seat. So they're
seconds
playing it
left.
slow, they're playing it systematically, understanding that, hey, if you go in a little bit too aggressive, things could just not work out in our favor. But at the same time, Power, he does get spotted on out, and the judge previously is going to be going on through, but Power, he's not going to be able to get a kill. Instead, it's going to be Hunter being the one to take him on down out, and with this, KP, he's at such low HP. Bullet's gonna be good for another one. He's able to take down two, actually. Killara coming on down from the sidelines. There is nothing that KP can do. The shock dart rains on through from the side of Hunter, but Buster is gonna be the one to come on down and bust down the doors of the side of Team Simple, taking the win for the side of Team Valor. And with that, 13 and 10 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen. That was kind of an anticlimactic way to end off the entire map, don't you think so, CJ?
Definitely, but it sort of just matches with the way the entire second half went. Team Valor, they played it ridiculously slow, but when the action got going, it was like a set of dominoes just falling back to back to back. Usually it was trades, but this time Valor were able to get it in their favor and pick up map 1 for themselves. The map that was the pick of Team Simple. Valor coming out with something new, led by Bullet on that jet. He picks up the MVP for his team, and will mean that Valor now have an advantage going into their home map, a chance to just close off this series 2-0. We'll see if they're able to take it up. But before we get there, talking about this map, let's go over to the match highlights and talk about the moments where I feel like things just pivoted really fast and really hard for Team Valor. And for me, that's going to be the idea that Team Simple, around the 9-6 scoreline and once around the 10-6 scoreline as well, both times went for the force buys with semi-shields instead of just echoing one of those rounds, trying to get that operator online for Power. That actually ended up never happening. Instead, he went from a big boy gun to a small boy 1600 credit gun. Like, no shade, Judge is amazing and all, but Power was hyped coming into his game for his long range capabilities, not his short, and I feel like we never got to see that come through. Valor instead just adapted to Simple and they took the win for themselves.
I completely agree with you. Having no presence of the operator really did hurt him down in the long run, and we have seen what Bullet did when it came down to his operator down on the defensive side of Team Valor, and he expected the same coming on down from the side of Simple, something even better. Yes, the Judge got a lot of value, but as soon as Simple were playing the Judge in a very much more of a choreographed way, all of the members of the side of Team Valor understood that, hey, we just need to play for the trades. Try and take a lot of your engagements one by one, or if you want to go in for that swing, one person will go in for a short swing while the other goes in for a long swing to make that Judge not have a lot of value. It can get one kill, but it cannot get more than that. And every single time they took a lot of their engagements, they were able to catch Power off guard, and the Judge really didn't get that much information in their favor. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Simple, they kind of dropped the ball and they were not able to take this map in their favor. And you do need to consider something. This is a map pick coming on down from the side of Team Simple. And the fact that they're not able to take this one out, and now they're going to be going into the home map of Haven, which is the pickup from the side of Team Valor, things are just going to get a lot more harder. They need to bring their A game down towards the side of Haven, or maybe pull up a spicy strategy like the side of Team Valor did with that Viper coming on through. Pretty much anything can happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got to sit tight.
I hope we get to see Valor continue with the same Astro Viper. I think it gets that much more stronger exponentially on Haven because of the size of the site, and that's where Viper really excels in that way, plus the number of post plants. So we'll see. Maybe Simple will pull off something new as well. But for now, we're going to go set up for map 2. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Get the notifications bell on because you don't want to miss any of this spicy action. Check out the links in the description below, as well as make sure you scan that QR code. Get some Red Bulls for yourself whenever it does pop up on the screen. For now, we're going to go set up for map 2, and we'll see you there with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm CA, joined by Aggressive on the desk here for the best of three between Team Valor and Team Simple. And match 1 was a really exciting affair. How do you think match 2 is going to go, Aggressive?
This point, the home map of Team Simple being taken away by the side of Team Valor, it's going to be a pretty massive blow when it comes down to the terms of confidence. So let's talk a little bit more about this as we head on over to the map veto to try and break down map number 2 in particular. Now, it's going to be Haven, and we know how strong the side of Team Valor are when it comes down to this map in particular, but at the same time, I'm really excited for one thing in particular. Will Buster actually go onto the Phoenix? Please, I have my fingers crossed.
I mean, I'm in a very double-minded state here, I have to say, Aggressive, because one hand, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Buster's Phoenix is a joy to watch, but Buster on the Astra enables the Astra Viper. So on the other hand, I'm not so sure which one I do want Buster to play. I'm not going to get either. He picks up the Killjoy, while Pixels goes for the Astra. We're going to see no Viper for Valor, rather a very standard composition matched likely for both of the teams, with the exception of that Cypher versus that Killjoy. And while in general the debate is 50-50, either a Sentinel very different in the way they play, Buster's Killjoy, I might just give the advantage to that.
Buster on the Killjoy, of course, like we were talking about this down on the map number 1 before the match even started, that do you want to have that strong anchor, or do you want to have that confident player who's always able to take a lot of these engagements down in close ranges? And Buster on that Killjoy, he's that strong, powerful anchor for your team that you can always rely on to bring in a lot of clutches down for your side. And now with these two set of compositions going on through, both of these compositions are almost the exact same when it comes down to a lot of their engagements. So moving on down forward, see, it's all about which team has the better map control, which team is able to get those one-up lurks down towards the other side, and which team is able to get that first initial pickoff. Because when you're playing utility-based compositions like this, it's always important to get that first initial kill, and as soon as you're able to get that, the snowball effect starts, and then you're going to be the ones at the advantage.
100%. And for Team Valor, I think the fact that they're starting on attack is going to be very comfortable for them. They will be able to just continue the momentum they got from map 1, winning on the attacking side to get the map for themselves onto this map here. But coming into Haven, they need to be much more careful with their executes. It's going to get a lot harder for those straights to come out. And once again, those pistols going to be very, very important, because now, again, do we see power on that operator? Perhaps can they win the pistol and get him the money flowing through from the starting rounds to get the operator online? Both these questions to be answered in this round. Now Power going for a very aggressive peek with the fake smoke set up. They take full ult off control for themselves. They do a decent bit of damage, and now they're gonna reset, play for the site, wait for the rotations to come through.
Now with the push now happening, it's gonna be Hunter trying to go in for that first initial pickoff. Probably gonna be able to spot out Power, but the drone dart does not go on through. Strokey taking a lot of damage, needs to back on off almost immediately, and these could just work out in their favor, but at the same time, Buster, he just puts a slap in the face of Power, takes him down out. And as soon as that classic shot rains on through, you know for a fact that things are just gonna get even more crazier. Buster making that push happen, another beautiful slap to the face coming down from the side of Buster on that classic right click. Twinkle chimes in with another kill for himself as well onto ANTF, and the entirety of the A side is completely open. There is nothing that the side of Team Simple can do to try and bring this round back in their favor. Because at this stage, Melody, his phone number is there. Buster calls him up, takes him back home, and Pixel wants to go in for another, but LRR is like, nah, you better sit down. I don't want to pick up any calls right now.
Simple got a little too aggressive and they paid the price. Now you can see LRR with 65 HP left will not be able to see much. Spotted out by the alarm bot, gets taken out by Hunter with the rest of his teammates with the bullets coming through, meaning the round guaranteed for Team Valor. 1-0 now aggressive. The pistols once again lost by Team Simple, meaning that the operator is going to be very late to come online if it ever does. Now, that means that for now, Valor have that bit of advantage. They will continuously be able to be proactive. And for Team Simple, I want to see them try to put an end to that. I felt like they were in a bit of a double mind state in the last round, where they got that initial advantage by taking control of the ult top, but then we're playing aggressively in the site rather than playing aggressively in that area itself, allowing Valor to just sort of regroup and reset. Now, I do see in terms of buys, a Sheriff coming on through for Power, but for Valor, same strat, only Buster on the Spectre, the rest of his teammates will save.
It's so smart, and that's what I love about it, but at the same time, I think I spoke a little bit too soon. Bullet opting to go in for a dash inside instead of a dash backwards, kinda not really working out in their favor, and with that first initial pick already going on down towards the side of Team Valor and also towards the side of Team Simple, they're going to be quite happy to say the very least, but at the same time, we do need to consider this is an ego round at KPKP. He wants to go in for that kill on Buster. He's jumping around like a buddy, and he's going to be able to survive, get that kill down on KPKP, and with that, it's just an easy A-side execute once again. They're going to be able to make it happen, but at the same time, look down who's on that lurk. It's going to be Strokey making his way down from the side of C. And he should be able to get a couple of easy kills down from the island. But Pixels, beautiful one-tap down onto one, and another one-tap straight through the smoke onto the head of LRR. Both of them, they're going to feel a lot of pain coming on down from those headshots.
I will say, usually when I see the words Lurk and Phoenix used together, it's in some angry social media post made by a solo queue player, not necessarily in the professional games, but Strokey does it beautifully, man. He's been doing it since Ascent. He's sort of the active lurker, I guess. On the duelist, you don't really expect it, but he's able to create space on his lonesome and then occupy the space that his team causes the other team to displace to then pull off really good flanks. So let's see if he's able to continue on that front, because the buys will come through for both of the teams. It's just Power on the Bulldog because of his Sheriff buy and Buster continuing on his Spectre. So the weaponry advantage technically in favor of Team Simple, but considering that it's Vandals versus Vandals mostly, it's just going to come down to those individual shots. Now the drone for Hunter gives away a lot of information. Team Simple trying to make their way into B, utilize the one Spectre they have to maximum the capability, combined with Buster's lockdown. With no Sova already, this is the B side, got 3 for Valor, and they'll take a kill along.
This is why the Killjoy is just so dangerous on this map in particular. You get so much value out of her ultimate every single time if you're able to go down into forward positions like that, and that's exactly what the side of Team Valor are doing. One by one, they're just getting those kills, and with that, Bullet's gonna be able to chime in with one more. Melody's the one to trade everything out, but at the same time, there's not much that Melody can do, but at the same time, Melody, he can do a lot as well. Pixels is going to be the one to bite the bullet, and with that, everything's going to slow down. No one from the side of Team Valor is all going to be opting to go in for a peek. So that flash does go on through. The second flash is still in hand, and Melody, you can dodge out one, but you can't dodge out the second. Strokey, he was ready for it. 0-3 on the scorecards already, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, the side of Team Valor, they come out of the gates running, just as reminiscent of what happened down in map number 1.
Yeah, Team Valor, the momentum is strong, and as you said, exactly like the way it was in map number 1, in the starting phase of Ascent, they took a commanding lead of 5 rounds before Simple started to adapt. So we will see Simple now going on to an eco, likely going to become 4-0 here, and then in the 5th round, maybe they will be able to show their adaptation. Now, I do see 3 Sheriffs and 2 Shorties here. This is a very niche strategy coming through from Simple. Long range on one side and short on the other. Carrying the shorties, as you expect, it is Power and Melody. You can see them in their positions. Garage and Sewage just waiting for a head to pop through so they can pop those bullets in their skull. But the rest of their team is just hold down angles. Team Valor, though, they're expecting something of the sort to come out unexpected from Simple. So they played it very cautious in the first 15-20 seconds of the round. Having seen no push, they're now going to go to their defaults on A, get the drone ready, and try to get some information. Now with the Astra all set up, a tiny space left for the plant, this could be actually perfect for the shorty if Melody times it right.
Now the real question is, will they be able to time it right? Is the
Spike planted.
real thing. But at the same time, things are just gonna get a little bit harder as well because now feels as though the first initial pickoff going on through, things are just gonna get slowing on down. And the side of the defenders, they're not second guessing themselves. They're trying to understand, maybe do they want to go in for the push or do they just want to wait and play for the side instead? Because now with the spike going on down and no real utility still in their favor, the gravity ball does go on through though, and with that it's gonna be KP with a double kill on that sheriff. Ladies and gentlemen, things are very much possible. This round could just sway in their favor. They need to go in for that peak. There's not really a lot of time. ASDF trying to go in for that full stick, but at the same time KP, one of those two shots, down here from the angle of short. Absolutely incredible down from this man to get those first two initial digs, and I'm pretty sure that the comms were just like blowing up from the side of Team VALOR, being like, guys, I think KP turned on his aimbot. We nearly got destroyed there. Beautifully done from the side of KP, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, Team VALOR, they nearly lost out on that round, but Simple, they were just not able to find it.
Yeah, maybe with better weapons, Melody could have been able to do some damage and they could have pulled off the round. So we'll see if they are able to do that here. 4-0 on the scorecard now. With the next round, the operator will finally come online for the first time in this series for Power, and that operator is going to be key. He hasn't been able to get himself on the scorecard yet, 0-4 right now for Power, but if he's able to get that first blood on the operator, all his sins will be washed and he will once again be a fresh saint carrying the operator on his shoulders. For now though, VALOR, they're gonna play it slow aggressive. I think their setup so far has continuously been about information. They're willing to let Simple make the first move, but when Simple don't make that move, they have the executes in the back to get the side for themselves. VALOR on their pick on Haven looking really, really strong.
That is for sure. And the fact that Team VALOR are playing based upon information as well, that's mainly the main thing that you do need to consider, because they're not really rushing down into a side. They're understanding that, hey, we invested a little bit of resources down towards the side of Garage. We invested some near from the side of C. We can understand where where our opponents are actually playing and then come out on top in those engagements every single time. And with that, the side of Team VALOR, they're able to control the flow of this matchup and take a lot of the engagements down properly. But at the same time, you do need to consider something. Now in this round in particular, it's going to be Power finally picking up that operator CA. And I'm pretty sure that Team VALOR, they need to be ready for it. Otherwise, this operator could just shut them down entirely if they're not expecting it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that operator, it's what all of us are going to have our eyes on. See if Power can pull kill, because it's same the other way around. It's a double-edged sword. If you miss that first shot and if VALOR are able to hunt you down, if that operator goes down while your score line is 4-0 and you lose the round, that might just be the end of the journey here for Team Simple. But hey, we can never count them out. They've already shown their resilience in map 1. It's just a matter of taking a step further now in map 2 to actually get the win through and take it to map 3. VALOR, though, I think they're as comfortable as they can get. Every single player understands their role exactly, and I feel like Buster on the Killjoy, even though we wanted the Phoenix and the Astra, I feel like him being on the Killjoy is allowing the rest of their team to play on their comfort picks, and Buster, as usual, consistent as always, meaning that they've got that full squad online, and we're seeing that consistency from VALOR that we asked before the entire series even started, and it's really nice to see.
It's for sure, and I'm very sure that that consistency really does come from the fact that Buster playing on the Sentinel. We always talk about this, that the anchor is so crucial for the team, because when the anchor is performing well, when he or she gets a lot of the clutches going on out from their side, instantly the entire team starts playing better. Instantly the morale is higher. Instantly the shots just start connecting more often. And that's what we're seeing here. Buster, he's not really playing Killjoy as like a complete anchor. He just literally ran into the side with a classic, or maybe with just a phantom in his hand, and he just shut everyone down. That's exactly what you kind of expect. It's the Buster type of Sentinel playstyle. And in this sense, the raw aggression coming on down from the side of Team VALOR, I kind of like it, because normally whenever we think of Killjoy, we don't really think of lurks, we think of raw executions, and that's why Buster, he suits this role perfectly, suits this agent, perfectly when it comes down to a lot of his executions. But now moving on down forward, they need to try and play it a little bit more slower, because you do need to consider the operator is made to stop a lot of these low and sometimes even rush heavy executes, because if Strokey is not able to flush out the operator angles coming out from the side of Power, things could get ugly real quick.
Definitely. Like, we'll see if it is able to happen. But as is the theme of these two teams, apparently, there is a small technical issue on the board right now. I'm noticing that the players are just about sorting it out. So we will be able to set it up soon. But in the meantime, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Hit that like button, get the subscribe bell on. We'll be back really soon with the map in between Valor and Simple of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're back here in this matchup between Team Valor and Team Simple. It's map 2, and it's Valor with the lead here. The buys will come through for Simple, though, on this round, and you can see Power on the operator holding C long, but he's not gonna get any action. No nice for the operator as all of Valor grouped onto A. The drone to lead the charge, I think, and execute on the cards.
This would really work out in their favor, but at the same time, things could go horribly wrong if they're not careful. And for the side of Team Valor, they understand that they cannot go in for a rush execute, understanding that there is a possible operator holding on down from the side of A. But instead, the operator is down towards the side of C, expecting a possible rotation from all the members of the side of Team Valor. Pixels throwing out those stars, trying to get the first little bit of utility down on the map to try and establish something. But at the same time, the problem with the strategy coming on down from the side of Team Valor is that they have no control down towards the other sides of the map. And as soon as these smokes go on down, the executions that's going to be going on through. Strokey trying to go in for a play for himself as well, but he's not going to be a final round. Instead, it's going to be Pixel getting that first initial pick off. Maybe get on the backup side. It's going to be another one. Buster, beautiful shot down on a KPKP, being able to take down one. The shots are going to be raining on in, but it's going to be a reverse on the speed to go in for a reverse. VALOR are not going to be able to get any form of value as well. It's just utility dump coming on down from both of the sides. They're throwing everything at each other other than the kitchen sink at this point. Strokey going in for a curveball, not really finding a lot of value. Cloudburst going through as well, and with that, with all of the utility finally setting on down, and with the dust settling as well, it's going to be a 4 versus 3 situation on the map, and ASCF is at very low levels of HP.
Team Simple have to go for this save, and with that, like, Valor, not only do they have that 5-0 lead, but they also have an ability to continuously deny Team Simple what they want, which is that separate map control based strategy fight. Valor again and again, they're just playing pure basic fundamental tactical FPS. They're using an ability to take control of a particular area of the map. The drone, for example, here on this last round, to take sewers. Once they get sewers to themselves, they use their flashes to get the initial peaks. And as soon as they do that, it's the trigger button. Every single player gets inside and clears out one angle for themselves. And with every player clear, the site is suddenly just gone from Team Simple's hands. Valor, the executes are on point, and it looks like it's going to be a very tall task for Team Simple to stop pulling it back. But the first step they're going to try to make is use that operator down in A long, expecting Valor to go for that push yet again. But Valor like, nah, we read you. We know you're going to try and play for A and C a lot more. So this time we're going to take mid control. Let's set up that Strokey look.
Oh my god, Strokey is actually going to be able to get a beautiful position for himself as well, but no one opting to go in for that peak. Goes in for that first initial flash, trying to see if he can bait out maybe a couple of shots at the bare minimum before he opts to go in for his own swing. The tag does go on through. Melody's position has been revealed, but at the same time, Strokey, he needs to be super careful because the shock darts are probably going to be able to clear out the first initial pickup, but at the same time, the shots are just not going to be able to rain on in. The recons does go on through, and so are the smokes. And Bullet, he's probably going to be able to get an easy kill down to 2. Power, he's not going to be able to hit those shots. Suddenly coming on down from the sidelines, but the crosshair placement is going to be on point. Bullet's going to be the one to take it on down, and with that, Strokey going in for a couple of his own shots. But from the back end of side, KP, he should be good for one. He should be good for a second one as well. If he's able to find it is a real question. He's going to take down Buster, but he's not going to be able to take down Pixel. So beautiful trade coming on down from the side of Pixel. 0-6 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen. And with this round loss going on through, things just look even darker for the side of Team Simple because Power, he's on a 0-5. He's having a very rough start to this match.
Yeah, it's just not a great day for the side of Team Simple right now. They're not able to get the frags down when they're holding the side. There's small, wrong decisions being made which are costing them a lot. For example, Power in the last round, playing for the updraft when he knew that there were multiple members on that B side because of the spam coming through, costed him his life by his position being revealed by that bolt, him not being able to go anywhere for that sword. Again, the operator impact does not come through. Instead, Valor having picked up the round, now Buster on 8-2, he's got his lockdown ready again. He can use that lockdown. I expect Valor to just go for that same strat the way they did earlier, aggressive, take B side for themselves and play on the post plant, because right now it doesn't seem like Team Simple have an answer to anything Valor have brought to the table.
Feels as though the side of Team Simple, they're trying to be a little bit too aggressive, or when they are trying to be a little bit too aggressive, they're not really playing for the trades. They need to go in together if they want to take that type of route. They need to try and play for those trades, maybe get some form of value to try and go in for that engagement, but going in for picks like this, it's not what you expect from the side of Simple, especially after what happened in map number 1. It feels as though in map number 2, there's a massive disconnect coming on down from all the members of their team. They're just not playing together as a complete unit.
Spike planted.
Now you do notice in this situation, Valor, they have control of multiple areas of the map, lobby as well as site itself, meaning the retake very hard for Team Simple. They end up going in isolated 1v1s and Valor clean up the board. You see Valor now 7-0. I think there is a bit of a technical issue though with the comp, so we will be having a bit of a pause. Talk about what's going wrong for the side of Team Simple. You're aggressive. I feel like they had the read right, and they could have gone for the retake, but you can see all of them completely split up. Maybe the comms down for Team Simple.
It just doesn't feel right from there, and maybe switch up their strategies if they want to try and take this map off. In particular, they need to try and play a little bit more towards the side of map control. Maybe send a couple of your players down on an aggressive push from the angle of garage, send a couple of people down from the side of B main. Try and find some form of an advantage. Bring the map in your favor. You're on the defensive side. On the map of Haven in particular, you need to opt to go in for those pushes. You play too defensive on this map, which is generally a more attacking sided map, especially with the composition that the side of Team Valor have in their arsenal, they can easily go in for a lot of their executions if they have map control in their favor, primarily due to one very important thing, the Killjoy lockdown, which is very, very dependent on proper map control. If the Killjoy is able to get into the perfect position to put that lockdown down, there is nowhere on the entire site that you can stand to try and deny that first initial entry. And it feels as though the side of Team Valor, they are constantly putting this Killjoy in perfect positions to charge up her ultimate and also get that lockdown down that gives them the best possible opportunity to take away the entire side in their favor. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, things are just looking darker and darker for the side of Team Simple. And as more time passes, they need to try and find out a strategy, because right here is where they need to make their ultimatum. It's either go big or go home, because at this stage on a 0-7 scoreline, considering how strong the composition of Team Valor are going to get when it comes down to their own defensive side, unless they get it down to at least a 5-7, things are just going to get even harder for their side.
Yeah, like they need to start pushing back with this round. They've got the operator on power again, but this is it. This is do or die. Like even though there is at least 6 more rounds before Valor actually win the map, this is do or die because of the immense lead that Valor have. Team Simple need to start fighting back right here, right now, and at the front of that, I want to see Power. Hasn't been able to get himself on the scoreboard yet, but with this operator and a little support from his team, should be able to do it now. I do think all the technical issues have been sorted as well, which means we're ready to get into the map. You can see the players on the camps. They are primed, they're ready to go, and they're feeling it. I hope we get to see that on the map though, because now Power's operator on this A side, and it seems like maybe Valor have an intention to go there. They actually don't. They're just going to set up the turret for the flank, and with that KJ lockdown and the Astra ult for themselves, likely go for the B side.
Honestly speaking, I love this coming on down from the side of Valor. They're always able to dodge out the positions that Power is trying to hold or trying to peek aggressively down from his sidelines, and Power constantly needs to opt to go in for those rotations. He needs to go towards A, he needs to go towards C, and they're constantly circling this operator around, and that is so crucial, especially when you consider such a potent operator player to be on the receiving end of it all. But at the same time, ACF, he was ready for it. The Strongers are going to be waiting on it, getting the first initial kill down on the Strokey. The plant is also going to be going on down. This is going to be crucial, but at the same time, Hunter, he does get the first initial pick off with the plan going on through Pixels. He's going to be able to get on out, and as he's able to get on out, a lot of utility to work with, and with the Buster's lockdown going on through, they cannot touch the spike just yet, but at the same time, this Astral Revive could just be crucial for a proper defensive win, and the first round win for the side of Valor.
Oh, Power getting that kill on Bullet is absolutely huge. No flank, which means Valor have to contest through this Cosmic Divide. Now Power going in for the peak does lose his... The Molly's coming down, does not allow Melody to defuse the gravity well as well. The wall is gonna go down now. Pixels will take down the diffuser. Pixels with another, denying that spike from being diffused. Leaves it to Hunter in a 1v1, and KP, he knows. No time, no dice. It's Valor to pick up the round 8-0. Power was able to shut down Bullet's flank. He actually got a double for himself in this round, but at the end of the day, Pixels and Buster just layering their utility perfectly, biding their time, waiting for the wall to go down and denying the diffuse at the end, meaning they pick up the round when Valor are unstoppable right now, aggressive.
I honestly thought that someone already broke the Nanoswarm's place by Buster, but no one from the side of Simple actually opted to break that. Buster having 2 Nanoswarms, he used it and timed them both perfectly, and it waited out the entire time of the Cosmic Divide. I'm pretty sure that KP got after what happened, but after this shot, I think that he's gonna be happy being like, hey, I got Buster, I got the revenge for last round, let's try and take this one out in our favor. It's gonna be Hunter coming on down from the sidelines, he's gonna be going for 1, but at the same time, Strokey, he's gonna be going for 2. He's trying to look for 1 more, but there is no one to come in and get his trade off from the sidelines. It's gonna be ASDF with another Empower from the sidelines, getting the last position kill down onto Pixels. A little bit too aggressive, I would say, coming out from the side of Team Valor, especially after they won out those 8 rounds in particular, and now the momentum has finally been stopped, and the momentum now going in the favor of the side of Team Simple.
Strokey here doing really well to swing, get this double kill for himself. The ult is a bit questionable, I would say, because right there, all he really needs to do is move aggressively forward with his flash, clear off the back area and then establish his presence there. Maybe a misclick. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he was trying to get his flash online misclick. But it does mean that Simple are able to pick up their first round. Now, if they can pick up a couple more, try to make it 8-4 even, it will mean that they have a solid foundation for a comeback. Now, the drone does not reveal Strokey. The cam will, and he will be pushed back. Power, though, with a very aggressive position here. Down in C long, gonna find Bullet, and Bullet actually able to take him down.
What?
Take his advantage once again, coming up huge. And Power, of course, not having the greatest of days on the map.
My god, Strokey on this lurk. What is this guy doing? A Phoenix lurking is not something that you'd expect, but it's working out so well at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. Strokey with a double kill. Pixel comes in from the side and gets a kill down on Melody as well. And with that, it's just KPKP versus the entire world, but Strokey on the lurk, he's not gonna leave anything behind. 1-9 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Team Valor. And they are looking strong. Just as I said that the momentum is no longer in the favor of the side of Team Valor, they're like, nah, we're gonna snatch the momentum away back from the side of Team Simple. We're gonna bring our A game down onto this one. And Strokey, the lurking Phoenix, I guess it works, so yeah, don't change it.
I'm just fearful for competitive later today. All the viewers watching, please don't blame Strokey for what happens in your ranked games. This is a very difficult strategy tested by professionals. It can only be done by professionals of the
Don't
same
do this
sort.
at home.
Do not try this at home.
at
Yeah,
home.
exactly. It's Strokey though making it work. Now Team Simple, they're trying to change something up, going for the aggressive push. But Valor, they're almost expecting it, very cautious right now. They have that turret to let them know. And Buster, he's just waiting. He can smell it. He can feel it. The smoke coming through. He's like, you may blind my turret, but you will not blind me. It's going to be KP who feels his rash first. Buster going in for the second. He's like, nah, man. You cannot do that to my turret. I will cover her. I will defend her.
Turret is, of course, the sixth match for the team, and you can never worry about that sixth match, but at the same time, the street does go through, but ASTF is not going to be able to find out anything. Instead, he's right down a double tag. Beautiful game sense coming on down from him, and LRR, he's looking for blood, and he's looking for a couple of bullets as well. He's going to be good for 2 at the bare minimum, but at the same time, Buster on that lurk. He's able to shut down 1. He's looking to shut down a second as well. Knows exactly where Power is. Opting to go in for those shots, but instead, it's going to be Power with the wide swing being able to shut him down instead. Strokey coming on down from the sidelines with a crab walk to finish off Power. And with that, 1-10 on the scorecard, CA. And it feels as though map number 2 is truly the home ground for the side of Team Valor.
And you see the grins on their faces. They're excited. They know they're feeling it. They know that every cylinder is firing perfectly. And they know that they're being rewarded for their switch up on Ascent by a likely 2-0 coming in here. As Valor now make it 10-1. They've only lost 1 round. And even though usually zeros are not supposed to matter, this 0 matters a lot aggressive. 1-0 to 1. Valor now in full control of how this map goes. You can see once again, they love this A site and they know Simple haven't got an answer to this Simple drone. We've seen this drone default again and again, and Simple again, they're gonna get caught out. Melody trying something new. Half of his body revealed through the cage will get taken out by Pixel. And Barrel are like, okay, thank you very much for the site.
Joke's over.
Mentioned that Power, he had the better knives in that situation, but again, Power a little bit too over aggressive. He does pay the price for it. A little bit of run and gun coming on down from the back end of KPKP on that on the Spectre in his hand, but at the same time, the backup already goes on through. Backup on the left side, backup on the right side. Ladies and gentlemen, KPKP, he's able to survive because his teammates were able to come on in. The shots are just not gonna happen, but at the same time, it's gonna be Hunter going on down once again to a 1 versus 2 situation. And the real question is, will he be able to close this one out? Because the Spike is pretty much in no man's land. Hunter, he's stuck in an impossible situation. He needs to try and make this push happen. He needs to try and go in for a massive play for himself, and maybe he's gonna be able to find it, but he needs to be so careful because any form of noise that he makes is not gonna be working out in his favor. 30 seconds left on the clock, slowly but surely making his way down from the side of A connector, pushing his way up. And now he has a recon bolt in his hand, but at the same time, using the recon is just so dangerous. But I'm pretty sure that KPKP, he smells it. He is expecting this push to be coming down from this side, but Hunter, he's not gonna be checking it. Instead, it's gonna be KPKP being able to shut him on down. Beautiful game sense coming on down from the side of KPKP, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, 2-10 on the scorecard, CA. Simple, they have their work cut out for them.
Going into the second half. Having said that, like, I'm not going to count them off just yet. Like, I do think they have the capability to just be resilient and strong and pull back from this front. It's just that they haven't really won many pistols so far, and it's going to rely on a pistol to push off their comeback here. So it's just starting from the very first round. Team Simple, they have to be on point. They have to not make a single mistake. While Valor, they have the room to just do whatever the hell they want. They can experiment, they can play aggressive, they can make mistakes because they've got an 8-round cushion to back it up. Now, for Valor and Simple, both of these teams, I do think a key component of this is going to be Power. Wasn't able to make his impact in the first half, but he can make the entry frag count, even if he doesn't get. As long as he's able to create the space for his team, maybe they can pull off a comeback here.
Moving on down on this run in particular, they need to try and maybe get a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to a lot of their aggressive pushes. The fact is that their strategies are being read into so well by the side of Team Valor that it's really causing a lot of problems, to say the very least, because every single time the side of Team Simple are going in for an aggressive push, they're going in for a defensive slow push, or if they just want to hold down from inside of the sides, their positions are just being read every single time. And it feels as though map number one was an experiment from the side of Team Valor. They're trying to see what kind of playstyle these players from the side of Team Simple like to play. And now that they know their playstyles, they understand what positions they could hold. Will they be holding aggressively? Will they be holding defensively? And what could just happen when it comes down to a lot of their aggressive pickups. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure that in the long run, for the side of Team Simple, they're being read like an open book, and for the side of Team Valor, their experience is really paying off here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Strokey right now, 14-5. We talked about this. You're going to see either a faltering Strokey, not necessarily able to pull off what he wants to, or you're going to see Strokey just dominate and 1v5 the entire team. I will say, was not expecting the 14-5 Phoenix to be on top of the board, considering that this is a lurking Phoenix. But hey, back to the round. Valor starting it off strong, trying to at least, but Power in the mix of it. I wanted to see his entry flagging come out, and has already. He picked up the first blood, cleared out the side, and the plants having gone down. ASDF, he's going to get the spike down. He's already got a shot down kill for himself.
One
So
enemy
Simple,
remaining.
right out of the gates aggressive, they're feeling themselves.
With this first initial pickup, things are just gonna get a lot more difficult, to say the very least as well. But Strokey, he's gonna be good for one, but he's not gonna be good for a second. Power's gonna be the one to take him on down, and pretty sure all the members of the side of Team Simple, they're coming out of the gates, are running. Being able to go in for such a fast execute, the round just started, CA, and it was already over. One by one, the trades were done beautifully, and Team Simple, they're gonna be able to take the first round of this half, and with this, they're gonna be able to take a deep breath and a sigh of relief from their side, to say the very least, because now they don't really have to worry about the 11th round. They don't really have to worry about the 12th round as well. If the side of Team Valor don't pull a miracle here with a couple of sheriffs in their hand. Oh, it's a sack.
Yeah. I do see. Simple, they've got the buys online. Valor for the full save. Only Strokey on that frenzy because of the one kill he was able to get. Now the dash coming in. Power, he finds the first blood again. Backed up by his core duelist, LRR, to pick up another. Valor trying to do some damage. They are able to do some. Bullet is Strokey getting a kill each should mean the Bullet can find more. It's Hunter actually chiming in, leaves it down to a 2v2. Now they know where the Phoenix is, so they're gonna take care of this Nova first. Oh, Strokey, you cannot count him out. Almost gets the kill on KP aggressive, leaves him to 21 HP. Simple pick up the round, but their economy completely devastated. Valor doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Strokey, he nearly pulled off the impossible. Those shots coming out from that frenzy was just so clean. And ladies and gentlemen, you do have to remember that next patch, the frenzy is just gonna get even better. 450 credits going on through, especially with a lot of the changes to the flashes. You need that frenzy in your hands. And if this is how dangerous Strokey is with the frenzy now, next match, it's just gonna get even better. Ladies and gentlemen, Strokey nearly pulled out the impossible. But at the same time, for the side of Team Valor, they're gonna be happy. This is like the optimum eco round for them if they don't win it out at the very end. 4 kills, and they were all able to do that with just frenzies in their hand and a couple of frenzies in their hand and a couple of ghosts. More than happy to say the very least. And now moving on down onto the buy round in particular. For the side of Team Valor, they're looking quite strong, especially when it comes down to the raw positioning.
Yeah, and weaponry as well. 2 Spectres being carried over for the side of Team Simple, meaning the Valor have the advantage. And Strokey, the Phoenix, has his ultimate online, the runner back in round 3 of the second half. That's a huge power point for the side of Team Valor. It allows them to actually play retake on his side if they choose to, but they're holding on to their sightlines irrespective. Now, Strokey here, playing very short range on the other side of the wall, has a cipher for himself. If he actually chooses to flash this, he would get insane value. But Strokey just choosing to walk in.
Oh my
Flip
god!
away there. Strokey's aim is just cracked today. Gets kill after kill, and the lurking Phoenix pays off once again. Now they'll
30
get
seconds left.
themselves regrouped, try to make as Simple try to make the push onto A. Valor are ready aggressive.
One
They're
enemy
ready, but at the
remaining.
same time, like Buster, you just don't do that. What did you just do? Did you just get a flick shot kill down onto another player was holding down from the side of A short? Sorry, A main, I mean? Buster, this guy is just on another level. What is he doing? And at the same time, Strokey, you just do not walk out of garage and get a kill down onto a cypher holding you down from an off angle. You just don't do that. That guy has a family. And at this point, Melody, he's probably banging his head against the wall, being like, how did I miss that kill, and how did Strokey kill me like that? Beautifully done from the side of Team Valor, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, it's 4-11 on the scorecard. And this is their do or die for the side of Team Simple. If they're not able to find this win out here, things are just gonna look even more dark, because a lot of their members, they're opting to go in for full buy. Some of them are opting to go in for half shields, and it feels as though communication has broken down completely.
Early drone from Hunter gets some information, and Strokey capitalizing on it takes down Melody. Now holding a defensive angle as Power moves in. It's Strokey with the runner back, and Hunter taking down Power will mean Strokey gets all the information the Valor need, knows that there's a Phoenix and Astra right outside their doors. The push coming down from Simple. They're trying to take B side, but the spam is there. Buster will pick up a double kill with just headshot, and the molly will come through. Clear KP off, bullets and grenades in every single angle. KP will get burned down. Valor will get match point. And Simple, it just seems like they have no way out of this predicament. Valor are raid bosses on Haven.
Valor is just on another level, seemingly. Their strategies, their potencies are just so on point. And it feels as though, once again, Valor, they know exactly what the side of Team Simple are doing. It feels as though they have rewatched all of the VODs from the side of Team Simple on the map of Haven. They know exactly what to expect, which positions they're going to be holding, what angles they're going to be peeking on specific rounds, and they're just constantly being able to take it all away in their favor. And with that, Team Valor, they're at the driver's seat, and they're trying to go in for a couple of plays for themselves as well. But with this first initial ultimate now going on through, maybe they're going to be able to find out something. But Hunter, he's probably going to be the first one to go on down. Yeah, he's going to be able to shut down Hunter. Beautiful shot coming on down from him, but at the same time, Strokey and Pixels, they're not going to give away any form of space. They're ready. They're gunning for that play for himself. Buster comes down with his own lockdown to maybe shut down one more player at the sidelines, but Buster, he was expecting that push. He's going to be able to take down two, and Buster and his consistency, you just don't mess with that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the spike is in no man's land. Hunter trying to heal himself up with his flame wall, down in this impossible 1 versus 2. If LRR is able to pull this one off, it's going to be an absolute miracle.
Oh no, the spray misses. Gets tagged now, just 35 HP. Gonna back out slowly, trying to go for the full wraparound. Is running through. His position will be revealed if he runs right about here, but does stop. So his position not revealed just about yet. But you can see that Buster
30
is
seconds
smelling
left.
something fishy going on. Trying to hold the crossfire, but he just can't help it. He's checking his first angles. CT now covered by the alarm bot, meaning the logical angle is either C long or garage. And garage is where it's gonna come through. Buster will burst the pinata, and Valor will pick up the kill. 13-4, 2-0 in the maps. Valor will take 2 points on the board for themselves and set themselves apart from their opposition in the lower part of Group A.
That was an absolutely incredible round coming on down from the side of Team Valor. It started off in a very unconventional fashion, especially with the first initial push coming on down from the side of Bullet, but at the very end of it all, it really did come down to the consistency of the side of Team Valor. Once again, the fact is, experience really did help them when it came down to the map of Haven, and with this difference maker in their favor, they were able to take the entire game in their favor, CA. And honestly,
Yeah.
it was really hard to watch from the side of Team Simple.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Team Simple were having the greatest of days on the map either. But there were some moments, so let's talk about them in the match highlight screen about what went wrong for Team Simple on Haven. And I felt like a prime part of that was actually not tactical. It was purely just confidence. It did
Yep.
not look like the players were comfortable at all. Like you could see on the cams as well. It sort of felt like their movements and their comms were both getting slower as they just sort of deflated bit by bit. And I understand that. Like definitely a hard map to play against VALOR, who seem to have the strategy on point. For Simple, it was getting a little difficult to adapt. And I think a lot of that does come down to the inexperience. So I hope they take this as a cue to just keep pushing forward, stay motivated, and keep learning, because I do think they have the capabilities. They just need that raw stamina, mental stamina, really, to be able to match up against a team like VALOR. I don't think much needs to be said about VALOR from my POV aggressive, because today they ticked almost every single one of our boxes and really, really stepped up.
Completely agree with you. VALOR, they played out of their minds. Map number 1 was a little bit iffy. They were trying to get a feel of their opponents, but as soon as they got a feel of it, not only were they able to carry stuff out in map number 1, they were able to carry off the entire momentum and throw it like a throw it like a six, into the face of Team Simple down in map number 2 as well. A dominant 13-4 scoreline to end everything off. That's gonna put a lasting blow onto the confidence of Simple. But at the same time, Simple, they need to try and take this as a learning experience and understand that, hey, we have the talent on our side, we have the strategic prowess, but we just need the confidence. We need to take a lot more of our engagements properly. We need to be expecting a lot of these pushes and just play Valorant, try and have fun, because it felt as though Team Simple, they were not having any fun whatsoever, and their plays were very sluggish as well.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like they were, keeping it simple. I felt like maybe they were taking it to the heart. And hey, it is a full group stage. I think this is just their second or third set right now. So they have plenty of time to make it up. I think they definitely will. But for today, that's the end of the best of 3 series between Team VALOR and Simple. They win the matchup. Now, don't you go anywhere. The show isn't over yet. We will be coming through with the analyst desk really soon. But while we go set up for that, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe as well. We'll be back with the analyst desk of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon in a jiffy.
Hey guys, and welcome back. This time we will be here with the analyst desk. Now, CA and Aggressive. That was a match that, I wouldn't say it was entirely one-sided. It was a very dominating performance, most definitely from the side of Team Valor. Simple, we did see a little bit of a spark in them. You guys talked about kind of what they missed out on and whatnot, but hey, Team Valor, congratulations, you guys, for taking that win. I would just like to ask both of you, were there any players in particular that really caught your eye and you think that the audience as well should definitely follow through with them, see what they're up to, and really just to recognize what they were able to do in that best of three? So CA, any highlight or highlight players or outstanding players on your end?
I mean, from Valor, it has to be Strokey. Like,
Yep.
his playstyle very different from what we expect, but he's still able to put up the stats. Like, the numbers came through, the kills as well. He was able to create the space, albeit in a different manner, but was just as prolific and strong on the map. On the side
Mhm.
of a Team Simple, I will say KPKP had his moments, really did
Yeah.
shine in a couple of them. The aim was there, it just felt like the coordination may be a little bit off, but those two players did stand out for me from both of the teams.
All right. What about you, Aggressive?
Like from me for the side of Team Valor, we will always say it has to be Buster, but at the same time, like as CA stated, Strokey, he just showed up massively. We were always talking about this, and we put a lot of emphasis down on him in particular because we know for a fact that Strokey, he's one of those players like as soon as he starts rolling, he's not gonna stop. There is nothing in the world that can stop that man. You can peek out left, you can peek out right. Somehow, in some way, shape, or form, he's gonna flick shot you and take your head clean off your shoulders. That's exactly what he did in both of the maps, and we kind of expected this as well. If Strokey shows up, Team Valor, they're going to be an indestructible force moving on down forward. And in my eyes, from the side of Team Simple, it has to be ASDF. Honestly, that guy at his Thunder's Fury were always on point whenever he pulled it out. At the bare minimum, he got a lot of information to say the very least. He either got a tag or he was able to get that first initial kill absolutely blind as well. You do have to remember because he didn't even go in for a drone, he didn't even go in for a recon, just out of pure gain since he's able to find a lot of value. But at the same time, his team just fell a little bit short.
All right, let's have a quick look at the group standing. So Team Valor having secured the two maps, unfortunately Simple not able to secure one. So 0 points for Simple and 2 for the side of Team Valor. So now Team Valor up there with 4 points. They have gone through 3 matches. You can see 2 wins, 1 loss. So there's still going to be a lot of calibrating to do. A lot of these teams, they got to go for their matches. But right now, Team Valor's on the right track. This is exactly what they wanted, to have more wins than losers. And as for Simple, hey, it's not over yet, right? They still got to keep at it. They got to keep going. And that brings us to the question. CA, how do you think Simple is going to approach their future matches from here on out? Because 3 losses, they don't want to be here. What do they have to switch up in order to just be a little bit more successful moving on from here?
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like we don't get to see the best of them because of that confidence break. And I think a lot of it happened. It came down to just that one decision to play that judge a lot more than perhaps it should have been. And I think because of that, the entire team's atmosphere, the comms sort of just go down a notch. Like the energy goes down a notch, and that's where it starts affecting them. So for the future, I would say like one of the key aspects of being a professional player or a professional team for that matter is that you need to be able to reset a map. Like after a map is over, you need to be able to just forget, move on to map 2 as if it's a brand new map 1. That's what I want to see from Simple. When they have the energy and the confidence going, they are a very threatening team, but without that, they felt a little lackluster.
Indeed, they made it all the way to the top 16, so we know that they've got the spark in them. So really good try from Simple. I can't wait to see them the next time. And then on the topic of Team Valor, Aggressive, how do you think Team Valor is going to move forward from this after that crazy 2 maps?
If they're able to remain this consistent as they have done here in particular, and of course, if they pull off those spicy strategies, we at CU, we were just like beaming around about that Viper Astro combination onto the side of his set. But the fact that Pixels, he pulled it off with Buster on his side as well, that just goes to show that all of the members of Group A, they need to be on their toes because this strategy is just so deadly if executed down properly. And the fact that Team Valor have actually executed down here and actually got the first taste of victory as well, they're going to take this experience and bring it back even more proficiently down in the following matchups as well, because a lot of teams, their crutch map is always Ascend, because this is the map where a lot of the plays really do happen, where a lot of the comebacks can come into play. And if Team Valor are able to keep their enemies on their toes every single time, for any of the teams down in Group A, they're going to be in for a world of hurt. And moving on down forward, Team Valor, they have a really good chance of keeping their number 4 spot or even moving up in the leaderboards as well if they're able to keep this level of consistency in their favor.
All right, congratulations once again to Team Valor for taking that win for themselves. Now this brings us to the end of the first half. I would just like to pull up the match fixtures for today, and we just watched Team Valor go up against Simple. Later we will be having the second half, and that will kick off at 7:30 p.m. IST. It will be between Godlike Esports and Tempest. Now that is one you definitely want to catch. So remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Remember, we are the TEC Gauntlet Season 1. This is powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Check out the links in the description as well if you have time. You're not going to regret it. And we hope to see all of you during the second half. Take care.